true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you Radio Biafra live broadcast by the eminent Supreme Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, the Director of Radio Biafra, and the Supreme Commander of the Armies of Biafra, MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The morning broadcast, live and direct, on the 8th day of May, 2015. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always.
Good morning, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet we call Earth. We have reassembled again on the morning of the 8th day of May in the year of our Lord 2015, the month of the remembrance of our fallen heroes, those that died that we may live, the month where we will remember them, honor their accomplishments, recognize them for what they have done for us, and pray to Chukwu Abiyama to keep their soul in a very safe place because they did not die in vain. We welcome you. We ask you to welcome other people as well. Therefore, as we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of you, wherever you may be around this very world, we ask you to do the same with our friends of Biafra, and those that wish us well. The reason why we are here every blessed day is the continuation, the very ceaseless propagation of the gospel of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth. And in so doing, we take cognizance of this very fact that Chukwu Abịama Okike is the only entity worthy of praise and worthy of worship, as we are commanded in Exodus chapter 20. We also do so knowing fully well that only those of purity and clarity of purpose will be able to serve her. We are tired of perambulating. We are tired of moving from pillar to post. We are tired of sitting at home. We are tired of sitting on the main road. We are tired of shutting down markets. We are tired of all these shenanigans that never ever take us closer to our ultimate goal. The reason why we do what we do is as simple as ABC. It is to be free, to become liberated, and to become a sovereign entity, self-governing, the same way we were before the white man came and rendered asunder everything that held us together, which meant that the center could no longer hold and things did indeed fall apart. We must continue our work because we are relentless. We are never ever going to stop. I am very, very delighted to say that because of the activities of Radio Biafra and IPOB all over the world, people are waking up. Our people are being sensitized. They now understand the essence of Biafra and why we want Biafra. They can now go out and mount very robust defense of this very effort that we are making. But also the elephant in the room, the Yoruba media, their onslaught against what we are doing is continuing. Their ceaseless undermining of the confidence of Igbo people is continuing, and by extension the whole of Biafra. We must counter them, because now we have Radio Biafra. You can write any rubbish before and get away with it, but now we are everywhere. You can no longer write any nonsense and get away with it, because Radio Biafra will come. We will dissect. We will, of course, as usual, lay to waste, consign to the dustbin of history, all the rubbish and the garbage being written against the chosen children of the Most High God, Chukwu Abịama. Therefore, wherever you are, and regardless of what you are doing, as I have welcomed you, you will also welcome other people, because we are live on CHK 97.6 Biafra FM. We are also on satellite, because Radio Biafra is a satellite broadcaster. We are also online at radiobiafra.co. We are on rblworld.tv. Radio Biafra is on tuning.com. Radio Biafra is on ipob.org. We are on Indigenous People of Biafra, all one word, .org. We are also on biafrarestoration.org. If you are lost or couldn't get what I am trying to say to you, or the direction, go into your browser. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be Google, it could be Bing, it could be Yahoo. Just type in Radio Biafra. They will show you how to listen to Radio Biafra. You will be able to join us, and you will be glad that you did, because the whole world is listening. As it is morning here in other parts of the world, in some it could be your afternoon, your evening, or even your midnight for those of you in Los Angeles. Therefore, it does not matter where you are. We are indeed welcoming you. We are doing so in the fullest knowledge, the complete and fullest knowledge, that Chukwu Abịama in heaven is our creator, not man. For that very reason, we must proceed this very morning to, of course, as we will always ceaselessly do here, that despite our limitations, despite our shortcomings, we offer praise to heaven. Chukwu Okike Abiama Bonyanyi Nefe. We offer praise to him. We offer him adoration. We offer him completely and unremittingly our fullest devotion and attention, because he is worthy of praise. This morning, Chukwu Okike Abiama Purimi Henine onye nwem na Chineke, anyị na-enye gị otuto, na-enye gị ngọzi nke pụrụ iche, na-arịọ gị sị gị biko nna nke igwe eze ebube bịa ka nọnyere anyị, bịa ka ịgba anyị ume, chebe anyị ma gọziekwa anyị. In the same vein, you will bless everybody. You will bless every man, woman, and child associated with this very noble work, as long as they are part of indigenous people of Biafra, irrespective of where they are domiciled around the world. O Lord of grace, you will have mercy upon them. What we are doing today is exactly what you promised us thousands of years ago, that if we can return to you as your children, you will bless us immensely. You will restore our inheritance. It is better for heaven and earth to pass away than for your words never to come to pass. Therefore, we hold on tenaciously to those sacred words which you uttered, in those sacred words which you inspired your children to utter. Therefore, knowing fully well that you never change, knowing fully well that you never prevaricate, knowing fully well that you are the almighty creator of the heavens and the earth, we know you will fulfill your promise to this very generation, because we have come to you. We worship you in your proper name. We have approached you as your children. You said those that are called by your name. Look at the names we give to our children. Please, we are called by your name. That is why you will bless us. That is why you will, Chukwu Abiama, honor your children. That is why you will have mercy. All these things we are asking for, that Biafra may come, that in the end, your name will be praised from generation to generation until time without end. He say, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet. I command all her forces, all of them, and by the very special grace of Chukwu Abiama, I remain not only the director of Radio Biafra, but I will serve you diligently and devotedly. I will do so knowing fully well that our incorruptibility, which is our banner, is being carried very, very high. I will do so knowing fully well that we remain whiter than white and whiter than snow. I will do so in the fullest knowledge, of course, that Chukwu Abiama, only you asked and commanded that we should come and not man. You decreed that we should come, and we have come to preach your gospel uncompromisingly. We don't intend to dilute it, because as Yahweh did, as he prayed, your kingdom will come on this very earth as it is in heaven. That very kingdom is Biafra, and it will come. Enemies are everywhere, of course. The devil will raise idiots from every corner of the globe to try to rise against your kingdom, but they can never prevail. They can only try, but for some time, because in the end, the manifestation of your goodness will be so evident that we will kneel and worship you. We will build a temple to your holy name, and will offer Biafra as sacrifice unto your magnificence, because you are the Lord of hosts. As soon as the very eminent barrister and attorney at law is able to join me, I will bring the barrister to you. As soon as the barrister comes, I will not hesitate, but bring him to you. Therefore, in the interim and in keeping with our protocol here, our lines will open as usual, and this very morning we will be seeking to try as much as possible to take your calls on Skype as well. We are on Skype. The Skype name is simply Radio Biafra. We also happen to be on Viber. We are also on our normal studio line. For those joining for the very first time, that studio line is 081 738 13596. 081 738 13596. We are also on our inquiry line. If you want to know where a family is holding their meeting, if you want to know the telephone number of your local coordinator, if you want to know about our continental reps, if you want to speak to our COC, if you want to speak to our head of Directorate of State, this inquiry line is there to serve that very purpose. This number is as important as the studio line itself. Anything you have to offer, any contribution you have to make, be it advice or suggestion in any way, shape or form, the number to contact is 090 907 76589. I repeat, 090 907 76589. That is the number for you to call. That is our inquiry line, and we try to answer as many calls as possible. If you call and nobody takes your call or the line is off, is because we are charging the phone phenomenally. The amount of calls that get into this very line every day is uncountable from all over the world. You must try and bear with us. This is Radio Biafra. If it pleases you, if it touches you to support this very effort, please go and join the nearest family meeting where you are. If you want to be part of the army of Biafra, go and join a local family where you are. If there is no IPOB family where you are, endeavor to create one yourself. Our name is Biafra. We don't answer any other thing. We don't go close to any other thing. We believe that the restoration of Biafra in its full glory and might can only be achieved through war. If you think of any other way to do it, keep doing it. But we have tried that way for nearly 17 years now, and nothing has happened. Therefore, we must try some, not just try. We must go and follow the tried and tested method of freedom fighting. We are going to fight for our freedom, and we are going to win. That is something you must be rest assured is going to happen. We are going to win. That is why we are assembling the very finest army known to man. Those that will walk in the footsteps of Onwatwegu of this very world. Those that will replicate the work that Philip F. Young did in the battlefield. These are the people that we are raising, and they will not let us down. This is Radio Biafra. Welcome back, wonderful people of Biafra. We had a slight disruption. We must proceed. As I was saying, this very army that we are assembling is the very finest. It's painfully arduous, the process we have embarked upon, but in the end, we are going to prevail. You must keep faith with us. You have to keep faith with us. Some people are carrying Awusa Fulani blood. Those people will act against our interest. They may answer Okechukwu. They may answer Nkechinyere. Kamanna hawonya Awusa, mawonya Fulani. They will behave like their father before them. They will come to you and tell you, you ask them, how was it that the United States of America became free? They went to war. How come that even Britain became as civilized as they are today? Because the ordinary people revolted, they went to war under Oliver Cromwell. How come is it that France is developing and going ahead very fast? Because there was a revolution that overthrew Louis and Antoinette. How come Russia is doing so well? Because the Romanovs were also overthrown by a popular revolution. In every country of the world, in every nation of the world that have sought their freedom from one type of tyrannical rule or another, they have always gone to war. Ours will not be an exception. The war was forced upon us in 1967. We did not do anything wrong to our Fulani people. They wanted to pillage, they wanted to massacre, they wanted to conquer, that they may become corrupt over the oil fields of Biafra land, and they have accomplished it. It is the responsibility and duty of this very generation to reverse that very sorry and sad episode in our history, and we are going to do so. We will do so. If you are lucky to serve the army of Biafra, then you know you are indeed privileged. Some of you don't know what we are doing. Other people say Biafra, people are unemployed. So when you say Oshebe, they say yeah. And that is not how you get your freedom. You have to be methodical. You have to be consistent. You need to weigh the options of your enemies. You need to counter them. That is why the work that Radio Biafra is doing is immeasurable. You can't measure it because our enemies are in retreat. Media-wise, they are in retreat. The only thing stopping us is that we are not getting as much help as we would like to get. We will flood and saturate everywhere. Within 6 months, we will bring them to their knees. Because the truth will prevail. Eventually, the truth always rises to the top. They may do all they can within their powers to suppress the obvious, but in the end, the manifestation of truthfulness will be there as a glaring and shining example for the world to see. There is no other way to do it when we must go to war. There is no other way to win than for us to fight. That's exactly what we are going to do. And that is how we are going to win. You don't get your freedom by wishful thinking, by reciting Psalm 23. Then Biafra freedom will come. You are dreaming. You are dreaming. You are in cloud cuckoo land. I am not going to substitute the ignorant superstition of the old with the unacceptable superstition of the new era of Christendom. I will not have it. I believe in practicals. I don't believe in no. The coming of Biafra media, as piloted by Radio Biafra, should give you an example. We don't believe in wishful thinking. We do something about it. You confront your enemies with facts. We did not lie down and be praying to Chukwu Abiyama. We did something about it. We asked Chukwu Abiyama for the strength, the courage, and the financial resources to be able to counter the work that our enemies are doing. And Chukwu Abiyama made it possible, and that is why we are broadcasting. I cannot lie down in the morning and say, oh, I want to sleep. I am enjoying sleep. Because of that, I will not broadcast. I can't say because I want to be with my family, I will not broadcast from Biafra land. No, not at all. It has to be done. You can't stay somewhere and be praying. Oh, Chukwu Abiyama, give us and the Biafra Sneludha. Kamana, it is impossible. You are hallucinating. You are on drugs. You don't know what you're talking about. The fact of the matter is that, as Uche Mefo will always remind me, faith without work, you are wasting your time. You must put work behind the faith for that very faith that you possess to come to fruitful manifestation. As simple as that. This is Radio Biafra. In the absence of the barrister, whom I believe will still join us later, we will therefore proceed to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary in however shape or form that you require it, in however way or form that you think it is going to be possible. We must and should proceed relentlessly towards our news headlines and, of course, accompanying news summary. This is Radio Biafra. Live and direct, of course, because the time here now is 28 minutes past 7 a.m. in the morning. We must and we should proceed. Yoruba, you can lie, but there is Radio Biafra. Before you start lying, go and tell. And there are some of you that have not changed your profile pictures on Facebook. Some of you are my friends. Some of you are very prolific commentators. And some of you write a lot of sense. I am telling you again this morning, you must go and change your profile picture to our remembrance. These men and women, very brave, died. We are not asking it to be there for long until after the 30th of May. Then you can change back to what it was before. We must use every tool we have at our disposal to serve the interest of the restoration of Biafra. You are going to go to Facebook, you will go to Twitter, you will go to whatever platform you're on, WhatsApp. Change your picture to the one with the candle. Exactly the same thing that I have on my profile picture. Some of you are requesting to be friends with me, over 1,000 of you that have not yet approved. You must go and change your picture. Go and change it to this very one, or else there is no way you can be my friend on Facebook. It's impossible. It is impossible. Go and change your picture. Change your profile picture to let the world know that our people were killed. To let them know it is our right to remember them. If you have not done that, you have not started. Once again, I'm saying it this morning. If you have not changed your profile picture, if you're a plastic Biafran, go and change your profile picture so you can become the genuine article. Change it to what it should be, because you will be removed and banned. And don't blame anybody for it. I got chopegi and you'll be banned. You will not blame anybody for it. If you claim you're fighting for Biafra, then you must do so in truth and honesty. Be very proud to say who you are, regardless of who your enemy is. We must therefore proceed to our news headlines and accompanying summary. They say that, oh my goodness me. Things are happening. Things are happening. Ex-militants are mounting roadblocks in Warri over amnesty program. And I want you to know today that there is nothing which we say on Radio Biafra. There is nothing we say here on Radio Biafra that is not true. When we say it, some people laugh. They say, oh, is it possible? Remember, only a few days ago, we told you that amnesty is for 1,500 naira a month. A grown-up man. You think that the way for you to feed a grown-up healthy man is by collecting 1,600 from the government of the zoo. They come into your land, they lift oil worth at least, if not for any other thing, that is worth $10 million every blessed day. Conservatively speaking, engineer Iranya will correct us, please. I'm not in the oil and gas sector. Engineer is. Maybe he will tell us. Every blessed day they lift from our place nothing less than $10 million worth of crude oil. What do they give us back in return? They assemble a few of you, young men, and they give you 1,600 naira. You thought I was joking before. Before. Here is the proof. These militants, they call themselves ex-militants. They were carrying a banner. It says here, federal government, I'm giving you the banner, and I'm asking, I know Emeka Gift is very, very fantastic in such things, and also Prince Darlington. I want this particular picture. I want this picture which will be circulated. I will circulate it via I will circulate this very picture via the admin group on Radio Biafra. Go and enlarge this picture so that we can ask our Niger Delta brothers and sisters, those in the militant amnesty scheme, is this not you carrying this banner? What does the banner say? Very insultingly. I will read it for you. So you know that any word that is uttered on Radio Biafra, we don't lie. We don't have any need to. We speak the truth, anything we want to. Listen, there is nothing I ask Chukwu Abiyama that he doesn't do. There is nothing. I'm being honest with you. There is nothing I ask Chukwu Abiyama to do that he will not do. That is how I know that Biafra is coming. Let me read this banner for you. Umunanyi Bunakbari in the Niger Delta, Ijoland. Federal government pay us our feeding allowance. These are militants. So. Hey. When I told you that they were collecting money to feed to go to work, you thought I was joking. They are carrying a banner here saying, federal government pay us our feeding allowance. An angry man an hungry man is an angry man. We are dying of hunger. Amnesty, pay us our allowance. Can you believe such nonsense? This is why they say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is difficult. He doesn't want to work with this group. Can you believe what militants are writing? They're begging for food. The oil is coming from your father's compound. The gas is coming from your mother's kitchen. And you're begging somebody, Awusa Fulani, to... Lord God, have mercy. It is here. I'm going to circulate this very picture so all of you will see it. That anything I tell you is gospel. I told you when we announce news on Radio Biafra or during our commentary or analysis, we say something. You think we are joking? Oh, who knows where they got it from? I said everything we tell you is gospel. If you don't believe what Radio Biafra is saying, it means you don't have the spirit inside you to know the truth when you hear it or see it. Grown-up men, they are carrying a banner saying, feed us well, oh, we have not eaten. Dear me. They mounted roadblock in Warri. They're asking for money. We have work to do. Our relay station will start working very soon. Everywhere. I said everywhere. From next week, we go to full-time work. Our relay station will work everywhere. Don't worry about that. We are going to educate our people. This is an insult. You are insulting your own intelligence. Why are you begging Awusa Fulani over something that belongs to you? My goodness me. They are begging for feeding money. I told you, 1,600 naira every month. And now we're amnesty. You think amnesty is big money? Whereas they are only their child is staying in Dubai. What an Awusa boy gets in Dubai as pocket money is more than the whole amnesty they pay them. What is amnesty? 1,600 naira every month. We are hungry. A hungry man is an angry man. And you're telling me you're fighting for the freedom of your people? So that is what they are saying. You people only are interested in the stomach. That is exactly what Shoyinka is saying. All of you, they use the word Igbo, but of course they mean every Biafran. Just so the reason why you are a militant and you're fighting for militancy is to feed, to eat gari, is why you are a militant. Oh no, you're in the wrong business. If you want to feed, go and look for work. You can do fishing. But to use freedom to ask for something to eat to fill your stomach, oh no, it's an insult to freedom fighting. They must rethink. Before I meet with their leaders, they must rethink. They must rethink their strategy and their approach. It's wrong. It is not consistent with what freedom fighting should be all about. Never. That is why IPOB is different. We understand what needs to be done and we do it. We don't believe in all this nonsense. Nonsense. Rubbish. His hard work, perseverance, and ideological consistency. Your philosophy has to be sound. Who has now come to say that they've been defeated in an argument about Biafra? Before you utter 5-6 sentences, the Satan will run away. Who is the Nigerian? Because every Nigerian has the devil in them. They will come to discourage you. If they can sit down and debate with you, they will run away from you. By the time you marshal out all the facts, they will disappear from you. Those created by Lugard. Over 50 Zoo refugees starved to death in Niger Republic. Are you listening? 50 Alamajiri, they have starved to death. The same thing that happened to Biafran children is now happening to Awusa Fulani children. Exactly the same. Because they brought death, starvation, and hunger to our people. Today they are experiencing it. Today the same Awusa Fulani people are killing Gowon and Danjuma's people in Plateau State. 50 of them starved to death. Whereas they are busy siphoning money abroad, ordinary people are suffering and dying. Welcome to the zoo, to the heart of darkness, the heart of iniquity. Welcome to the abode of Satan. If you're a Nigerian, You're even lower than a monkey or a baboon. I'm telling you, I said you're lucky. Before heaven and earth, if I'm a white person, I swear nobody answering a Nigerian can come in. I'm telling you the truth. That is why sometimes I can understand if had South Africa, oh my goodness me. The embodiment of everything that is satanic is Nigeria. The zoological republic. Everything evil is in this place. Everything satanic is here. What are we supposed to do about it? Rather than mounting useless roadblocks with you feed me, please, I'm hungry. South, and southeast, you come together. Yoruba will keep trying. Hausa Fulani will use their media preponderance to try to keep dividing us. They will tell, look at Yoruba saying, oh, give them amnesty now. Don't stop the amnesty. Look at Yoruba people saying amnesty. Do you know why there is a battle going on right now for the heart and soul of Igbo people? If you don't know, let me tell you. Igbo people don't know this, but we know that they are saying all this. So if that is the case, how come Ibadan? How come Yoruba did not vote for Jonathan then? If all of a sudden it is very good, oh please pay them amnesty, why did you not vote for Jonathan? Look at Yoruba telling us about a job, please pay them amnesty. They are begging Buhari to pay amnesty. But you, Yoruba man, did Ibadan vote for Jonathan? The answer is no. Do you see their hypocrisy? Do you see how hypocritical they are? We continue. The Zoological Republic have now approved navigational aids for 6 airports, and you'll be surprised. Remember that they want to close Asaba down because they said the runway is not big enough to take a Boeing aircraft. It's too tiny. Because of that, only propeller engined or very tiny aircraft can land at Asaba. That's what they're saying. But they have money to give. They have navigational aid, money to give to other airports. Why can't you use a fraction of that money to fix Asaba airport? I want our people to reason. If you don't reason, you can never learn. The reason why we are doing things this way, as Barrister said yesterday, our approach is second to none because we are performing 3 functions in one. We are enlightening you. We are educating you. We are setting you free. At the same time, the reason why you need all this information is because when you go into Biafra, you will not be like a baboon or monkey in Nigeria. It is, listen, a society can only develop according to how smart or brainy their people are, not the government. It depends on how intelligent the people are. That is what Radio Biafra is doing, is to make Biafrans become intelligent so they understand what they are supposed to do in order to get any outcome that they wish. You have money to give navigational aid to 6 airports, but you are the one saying that Asaba Airport is not working very well. You are there as the Federal Airport Authority or whatever thing that you are, whichever Kwango you are. Why can't you fix? Doesn't Asaba belong to everybody? But people from Delta State, they are campaigning for give us money to feed. But you have money to go and fix 6 airports, but you cannot do the tarmac and the runway in Asaba. You want to close it down. Our people should be able to reason. People can understand why Radio Biafra is compulsive listening, because here we present the news in a way that is not done anywhere else on earth. Because the news is written in a foreign language, so you don't understand it. If I come and say to you, federal government approves navigational aids for 6 airports, you won't understand it. But these are the same people trying to close down Asaba. But when we explain it to you that they have money to fix 6 airports, but not to do the tarmac at Asaba, then you appreciate what we are saying. This is the news headlines we are presenting. Please do bear with us. The news is very rich this morning. APC alleges planned clampdown on suspected party financiers. Where they get the money from, nobody knows. APC, they are complaining that an agency of the zoo is planning to clamp down on them. Where is Patience Jonathan? They say she's in Congo, attending a conference of First Lady conference in Congo. And all these women married to the heads of state of these backward, despotic black African countries, because all of them are Banon, South Africa was doing very well when white people were there. Blacks are now there, and you can see how animalistic they have become. These are the women, I believe they have children. But when other people's children are drowning in the Mediterranean trying to cross over Europe, they don't say anything. They don't say no, they don't utter any word. But they can go for jamboree in Congo. I would have thought that African women are more, they are our mothers, that they will feel something. None of these women has ever risen up to say, oh, our children are dying in the Mediterranean. Forget about the men. Black African men are useless. I'm talking about the women, those that gave birth to us. Why can't you rise up and say, those are our children dying in the Mediterranean, what can we do about it? If that is the only thing that can come out of this very conference, then so be it. They are listening to Radio Biafra right now, even in Congo. So at least they can rise up, all these women, and say, our children are dying in the Mediterranean. Let every African country do what they can to alleviate suffering and pain. But of course, that will not stop Niger Delta militants asking for 1,600 naira every month for feeding money. And a hungry man, get around and go and look for work to do. Militancy is not work. Militancy is not job, it's not a job. You are a militant because you want to alleviate the plight of your people. You want to save them from chronic poverty, not for you to be eating. So you lifted up arms and gone to do militancy so you and your children can be eating. How about other people's children? That is why they need to rethink their approach before we meet them. Their approach has to change. I'm willing to meet them, but their mindset and their reasoning will need to change. It has to change. It needs to change. We will meet, no doubt about that. We are willing to do so. But the reasoning, the modus operandi will have to change. The essence of being a freedom fighter or resource control fighter is for the benefit of all, not just for you. Anytime you capitulate, you give in, and you start to take money only for yourself, to be feeding yourself and your children, you are no longer a freedom fighter. You are no longer fighting on behalf of the people. You're just a mere, I don't know, how can I put it? A mercenary. The Supreme and Appeal Court conflicting judgments is now worrying the Chief Justice of the Zoo because there is no law. People are not civilized. What do they know? Appeal Court will give one ruling, Supreme Court, because of a brown envelope. It depends on how much you bring to the court now. Any case you want, you can win. Did you bring money with you? Did you bring Ibukwe? Once you bring money with you, anything you want will be given to you. That is the zoo for you. Zoological Republic. Old men. That is what is annoying me. Old men. If you go to America, you will see people as young as 40, 41, 42. They are lawyers. They not just lawyers. They are judges. In the USA, judges, I said, at the age of 41, 42, because they're intelligent. As they used to say where we come from. But here, you have geriatrics who should be in old people's home in wheelchair. I love old age. People misunderstand me, but there is very little you can. They say, oh, they are wise. These people now, if you give them Twitter or Facebook, can they do it? The answer is no. They can't. Their own world is gone when it comes to public administration and governance. Look at America, look at Britain, look everywhere else. Do you see a geriatric in power? The answer is even China. Very young, bright men and women. How old is Angela Merkel of Germany? Very strong, formidable woman. Look at in Africa, all geriatrics. None of them can do anything. They can't do anything because their brain is empty. Because the older you get, the more conservative you become. You are no longer a radical, and you need to be a radical to cure power shortage problem. The barrister has joined me. And because it is the barrister, of course, I have to interrupt our news headline presentation to go to the barrister. Barrister Mamezu, I presume that you can hear me.
Good morning, Derek.
Good morning to you, barrister. As crisp as anything this morning, your voice is very clear and the world is listening.
Thank you, Director. So sorry I'm coming this time because of this election. Sorry, election made me to wake up late.
Who is winning? Who is winning the election? They said there's more people in the zoo find the election more captivating than their own. Who is winning?
Of course, Labour has lost. They didn't perform.
Labour, I told them that, the chap, what's his name? David Miliband. He should have allowed his brother to run. The brother was a more credible candidate. Yes, the brother was a mock. The trade unions came in for no reason. What's his name of the brother again? The former foreign secretary. What's his name again? One is David Miliband. What's the other one's name now? The one that should have won, Barrister.
Yeah.
Can you remember his name? You know, the more handsome one.
Yes, I'm forgetting his name. The one who was working with Tony Blair.
Of course, now.
Gradually, everybody has forgotten him.
He is the one. He was the one that the conservatives were afraid of. But the trade unions, very stupidly.
Yeah, they dropped him. And pick head. And here we are. Anyway, Director, let's move ahead. Good morning to you. I know you've been moving on, as usual. Thank you, as usual, Director. And good morning to you, fellow Biafrans. We are on again. I apologize for my late coming because I'm trying to find to do. And of course, they performed amazingly instead of trying to do well. But of course, I wasn't expecting them due to what Lugard did to us. I was praying. And so it was. We are here again, as always, preaching the gospel to you, ensuring that we will go home. But one thing about election here, it's because they are not fighting, they are not killing nobody. And look at what happened in the zoo and what is still happening in the zoo. Killing and maiming and bombing everybody. That is why the zoo is supposed not to exist up to now after it has expired. Expired since 2003. And look at what is happening. And the people that are very close to us fighting for amnesty of 1,000 naira a month. There are certain roadblocks. It doesn't mean that they are not hearing what we've been preaching all these years about the restoration of Biafra. And some of them will be rounded up and jailed. I don't see the benefit. I don't see the benefit of misbehaviors of these militants and what they're doing. Director, let me allow you to carry on with the news.
Yes, Barrister, it is David Miliband. The other one is David Miliband. And David Miliband could have won because he's very, very savvy and he's very intelligent and he's publicly likable, not Ed Miliband. Ed Miliband knew he was going to lose. And the Labour Party, being as foolish as they are, Labour Party reminds me of black people. They never follow the winning team. They see the road and they follow the bush. Somebody will come up and say, if you read Psalm 235, Biafra will come from heaven.
And what baffles me, Director, is when they criticize that the conservatives have done badly, and then they're supposed to have at least utilized the opportunity that these people haven't done very well, yet they could not even.
Because of the candidate. It is just like Biafra. You can't get Biafra now. That is the way it is everywhere in the world. If you pick the wrong candidate to represent you, you will fail woefully. You will fail woefully. Labour Party, the day they elected Ed Miliband through the help of the trade union block vote, I knew that Labour can never win. If you contest another election in the next 15 years, Ed Miliband can never win. David Miliband was the candidate. Put him in and he will win. But they are so foolish because he was close to Tony Blair. He was close to, because of that, we won't vote for him. Today you have lost, haven't you? And they will never learn. Trade unions reminds me of people in Africa who cannot reason very well. How David Cameron could have won that election, I do not know. Thank you very much, Barrister. You be on standby for your analysis, please. Remain with us. This is Radio Biafra. We must continue. Barrister is a legal man. They said the Supreme Court and Appeal Court, one will give one ruling, the other one will give another, because it depends on how much you bring. If you bring money and give to the judge at Appeal Court, he will rule for you. Then your opponent will give the Supreme Court judge more money at the Supreme Court. They too will win. It depends on how much you have. Welcome to the zoo. Black people practicing white man's law. They are always bound to fail. 72% of the little baboons and monkeys in the zoo suffer from malnutrition. They are anemic. 72% of the children in the zoo, they are anemic. Which means there is no food to eat. But the children of the ones looting your money, telling you about one Nigeria, we need to keep our nation. Anybody who says, let us keep our nation united, go and check the person's background. Write it down. Anybody who comes on TV and says, oh, it's our nation, let's be united, go and check the person's background. The person is a thief. Have you ever seen a hardworking person before come out and say Nigeria is doing very well? Your children are going hungry. They are malnourished. And if a child is malnourished, the brain cannot be developed enough to grasp the finer things of life. That is why when we are in primary school, watch the performance of those drinking Bonvita and those drinking Akamu before they come to school in the morning. Are you feeling what I'm saying? I said, check the performance of those that eat beans and those that eat apple every blessed day. There's a massive difference. Because the body of a growing child needs all the nutrients it can get. It needs all the nutrients it can get. What are school? There are people that are on conflicts. They are the brainy ones. And they will tell you about one Nigeria, let's unite. But your child is going hungry. Look at your child this morning and make sure you feed that child very well, please. Those they call it, I don't know who's an industrialist in this zone. Industrialists are those that build industries, those that create employment, those that make work possible. They are called industrialists, but there are no factories now, so I don't know who these industrialists are. Oh, sorry, those making pure water. They're industrialists as well. You may hear engine now, no pure water. Oh, dear me. They are saying to Buhari, tackle corruption, not fuel subsidy. If you don't tackle, it's fuel subsidy, not corruption. That is the mindset of black people, you see. Tackle corruption, but the fuel subsidy is corruption. That's what it is. Stop bombing pipelines. Buhari security aid urges Yoruba Isoko ex-militants. These are the ones asking for money. Stop bombing pipelines, according to Buhari's security aid. Stop bombing pipelines. 55% of Lagos commercial drivers hooked on hard drugs. They are taking drugs in the heart of darkness. They are hooked on drugs. Igbo leadership and the urban immigrant. Yoruba be Ebruka Bata 6. Yoruba has come again. Hey, it seems every blessed day they are hammering us. Every day, but we are here. Don't worry, RadioBiafra is here. We are going to stop them. We have already stopped them. And this morning we'll do justice to it. They are trying to blame Igbo people for every problem in the zoo. It is here. Being written by Yoruba people owned by Tinubu. Timumbu. The Nation newspaper. The newspaper that was founded with stolen money. The newspaper being funded with money meant for schools and hospitals. Welcome to the world of life of politics in the Zoological Republic. They are now writing the way Yorubas are attacking us these days. I welcome it. As somebody will say, after all, we attack them as well. And the whole world is listening. How many people that read Nation newspaper? Not many. The whole world is listening to Radio Biafra. Japan, Russia, New Zealand, Australia, governments of the world in India. We are in Pakistan. Are you aware of that? We are. Is it Kazakhstan as well? We have a family in Kazakhstan. We are in Cambodia. We are in Vietnam. They are not in those places. So they can write whatever rubbish they like in the zoo. Radio Biafra is worldwide and we counter them every blessed day. Jonathan with Buhari in a private meeting, maybe negotiating which part of the corrupt practices they should not investigate. Why Nollywood is not recognized at the Oscars? What utter garbage. Princess and Adeze. They call them at Oscar. When they're doing this, they are useless movies. I feel ashamed. That's why I don't watch it. It's so tacky. Tasteless and tacky. Why anybody will sit down to watch such garbage, I do not understand. Maybe for amusement. I don't know. Lack of taste, class, and decency. I hate people without class. The news in greater detail. Feed us, give us our pocket money, according to militants. This is the banner they are carrying for the world to see. Very disgraceful indeed. Emeka Gift, prepare something on this and send out to the whole world to see. With the picture of so-called militants fighting for justice and equality. No wonder when you go and say, oh, give us weapons to fight for Biafra, they dismiss you, say, you people are not serious. This is it now. From a freedom fighter, a militant fighting for the betterment of the people, to begging for money. Give us pocket money. Give us feeding money. We are hungry. A militant Nako that is hungry. And you want the world to take you seriously, you must be dreaming. A group of Niger Delta ex-militants who are beneficiaries of the amnesty program at the Bradama Training Center are protesting over unpaid training allowances and non-issuance of certificates at the completion of their training. Welcome. So you think that you can cut a deal with the zoo and they'll keep it? You must be dreaming. You've not heard about Aburi Accord before? That they agreed something. As soon as Go On came back, he changed everything. Awolowo, the British, told him, do you know what you agreed to? Change it, and he did. So you entered into a deal with the zoo. You think they will honor it? Okay. Let's continue. The group of militants, they are armed with placards, which is what I've just read, and banners say that the federal government amnesty office has breached the terms of the contract it had with them. A freedom fighter with a contract. Did Nelson Mandela sign any contract? The answer is no. But Wazirike went in and took money. That's why he cannot speak very loudly about Biafra anymore. Any day he comes out to be openly critical. If Arjuna attempts to say what I say, if he says half of what I say, they will tell him how much they gave him and where. That is why after a while he will tell them, oh, go and mount flag. There is something called Kodekwa Kaneme. You mount your flag. We are hosting flag. We said 30th of May is our remembrance. They too remembered. Oh, it's our remembrance. In China, IPOB will always lead the way. Others can only follow. Highest you can only be jealous. Oh, why is it them? Why are they doing this thing when I should be doing it? That is your business. You can never be us. Who called you to come? Chukwu Abiyama said we should come. From now till forever, it doesn't stop us from doing what we are doing. You will die in misery and in pain. Oh, so course, that is all. Are you going to stop us? The answer is no. Highest thing, you will run to the zoo police and they will give you 5,000 naira for whatever information you have. The new thing now reigning is Wazirike and Imo State Police Commissioner Onyawasa. They are working hand in hand to try and stop Radio Biafra. Like when they want if you don't fight anyone, go and ask Wazirike, what are you doing with Imo State Police Commissioner to stop Radio Biafra, to find out where it is and to destroy it? If you don't fight, freedom fighting my foot. The group armed with placards and banners, these are Niger Delta militants, say the federal government of the Zoological Republic, their amnesty office, has now broken the contract they signed with them. Freedom fighters with contract paper. They have stopped the free flow of traffic at the DAC roundabout in Wari Delta State. They have also given the government 1 week to meet their demands, and failure to do so will result in total shutdown of oil operations in the Niger Delta region. About 300 delegates of the amnesty program were posted to 2 training centers in August 2013 to learn pipeline welding and fabrication. But Yoruba is carrying the oil. I can't understand. I don't get it. Pipeline welding and construction. It's like asking your mother to be delivered to Awasa Fulani cattle for raping. So you fabricate the pipeline that will take the oil from your father's compound into Yoruba land, into Awasa man's land. Do you understand that logic? Or maybe it is me. I don't know. Let's continue. Bradama, located in Agadagba Obon in a Seodo local government area of Ondo State, has trained skilled welders under the federal government. The fact is in Ondo doesn't mean it is not part of Biafra. It is part of Biafra, for information. They carved out a job into Ondo State. That is the way they divide you. But have you ever asked yourself, is there any other part of, is there Yoruba speaking people part of a Bayelsa state? The answer is no. They will always take you and give to other people, but they never bring other people to give to you. You've not thought about that before. Anytime they are creating their state, they took a job people, Izon, and added them into Ondo State. But there is no part of Bayelsa state with Yoruba in it. They took a Banke Iboakere and gave to Edo State. There is no part of Edo State that is part of Delta State. I want people to reason very carefully and to think about this. It is called gerrymandering. It is called tampering with borders. It's called gerrymandering. To gerrymander the border so that you can never be won. If you go, oh, we are from Ondo State, oh, we are in Ondo. To stop you, they did it to Kurdistan. The Kurds are in Turkey. They are in Iran. They are in Iraq. I don't know if they're in part of Syria as well. Kurdistan, Kurds, the Kurd, Kurdistan. Through gerrymandering of the borders, they divided them to make sure they can never be one ever again together. That is exactly what Gowon did. Carve out some people, give it to some people, carve it out. That way you can never ever be one. Never. After all, the white man did it. They divided Yoruba into 3. Togo, Benin Republic, and the zoo called Nigeria. Some of you don't know these things, do you? But we do. They said they want to go and do welding to carry oil pipeline to Yoruba so that Yoruba can be having Owando oil. How many oil and gas companies do you have? How many oil and gas do you have from the Niger Delta? The answer is 0. How many of you are oil executives? The answer is 0. But you want to be doing welding for Yoruba people to be carrying your oil. That's why Yoruba is saying, oh, pay them amnesty, because they don't want the oil coming to Yoruba land to stop. They don't. They don't want the oil coming to Yoruba land to stop, do they? No, they don't. Why should they? Why should they? Over 50 refugees starved to death. Welcome to the zoo and live in the damnable zoological republic. Very, very sad indeed. The news we are presenting to you in greater detail. The time now here is very close to 5 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning. We are live and direct, and this is Radio Biafra, for goodness sake. Who else but Radio Biafra? Thousands of zoo animals and monkeys, because if you're a Nigerian, you are either a monkey or a baboon. You must teach your children to say they are Biafrans. Once they say, I am a Nigerian, that makes them either a monkey or a baboon. Choose one. Thousands of baboons and monkeys deported from neighboring Niger Republic following threats from Boko Haram militants have died on their way back to the zoo from lack of food and water. Evacuees told Reuters news agency. I counted, according to an eyewitness, I counted over 5 people that died on our way out of the town of Lelewa when the Niger soldiers were chasing us as if we are animals. Didn't I tell you that you're animals? Ordinary Niger Republic, the poorest country in the world. Niger Republic. Ordinary Niger Republic. They were chasing people called Nigerians, the baboons, as if they are animals. This is what somebody said with his mouth. They told Reuters. When I tell you something, you think I'm joking. Oh, he's insulting us. No, I'm not insulting you. I'm not. It was Buhari who said that the streets will flow with the blood of baboons. That baboons will be soaked in blood. Not me. The people that are ruling you, they know you are baboons and monkeys. So when I call you a baboon or a monkey, you should be very happy. That is what Buhari said. The terrorist elect. They did not say so. That I will soak you, baboons will be soaked in blood. Who are the baboons? Is it not you, a Nigerian? Somebody opened their mouth and told a foreign news agency, Reuters, they were chasing us like animals. So you see, I told you we're always right. When we call you an animal as a Nigerian, you should be very proud. Maybe very soon your status will be downgraded to an inanimate object. Who knows? You opened your mouth and you said that the Niger soldiers were chasing us like as if we are animals. That is what somebody said with their mouth. Going to confirm what Radio Biafra says all the time, that you people are animals. Not me. I didn't say it. It is here now. People are dying on their way back the same way that our brothers, our cousins, our sisters died between 67 and 70. Today, Awasa is dying, being chased by fellow Islamist Boko Haramis in Niger Republic. If you touch the children of the Most High, that is why I know that Owazurike's death will be very disgraceful. You can hear me. I'm telling you, you will hear his story. In your next life, if they ask you to play with the name Biafra, you will say no. You know, some of you are very greedy and very hungry. I know that there's too much hunger here in Biafra land and in the wider zoo. So much hunger and poverty. I know that. People out of desperation. You think that is how you can feed. Reminds me of militants. You are looking for pocket money allowance. You are a militant. You are a freedom fighter. You are looking for pocket money allowance. From your enemy. That is what I find astonishing. From your enemy, not from your people. If they go out and say, we want Biafrans all over the world. How many are there? Only 300 people. Biafrans all over the world. If you're a Joy, if you're a Shekiri, if you're a Robo, if you're a Yusoko, if you BBO, if anywhere you are, Igala, Idoma. We want to feed 300 people at this training school. Can't we do it? After all, we bought an AM transmitter. What can't we do? Can't. How much are they giving them? Are we not on radio? Are we not on satellite? Are we not online? Did we not do it? Did we wait for government amnesty money? We did it ourselves. If they want money, they should come to us and say, raise money for us. We are Biafrans. We are in training school. We cannot feed. Raise money for us. We'll do so. I will come on air and I will announce it. And I know who you are. You people, what I say about you sometimes, you people are very generous. Our people are very good. I say what I say to wake them up. They are very good. We can raise money for 300 people and feed them if that's what they want. You are begging the same person oppressing you. The same people that killed Ken Sarawiwa. Isn't it? We continue our news this very morning. The federal government of the zoo has given the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. One group manages the airspace. One manages the airport. Can you believe such rubbish? When the plane is in the air, there is an agency that manages them. When the plane lands, another agency takes over. Do you see how they duplicate work? Kwango is called. Government agency. Through which they siphon funds away. Airspace management. What are you managing in the air? Are you Air Force that you're managing the air? Airspace management agency. When you hear it, you think that these people, they are brimming with intellect. No, stupidity. We continue. The government of the zoo has given this Kwango, Nigerian Airspace, the Zoo Airspace Management Agency, NAMA is their name, and rightfully so. NAMA Kunubu. They have given them approval for the installation of new navigational aids in 6 airports across the zoo. NAMA said the approval given by the zoo government is part of the effort to ensure safety and security at the zoo airports. This is just as the agency disclosed that it has taken over the provision of air navigation services at Kebi, Duse, Bonny Island Aerodrome for oil companies, Focados Aerodrome for oil companies, and also Bauchi airports. The only airports, people must understand this very carefully, the only airports mentioned in Biafra land is for the servicing of oil company. But they have airport in Kebi, ordinary Kebi. What does Kebi contribute to the zoo economy? Nothing. But you will not help Asaba. But you want to go and help Kebi. But the money you're using to help Kebi is coming from Asaba. Do you know there's a place they have a port called Duse? Who has ever heard of Duse before? D-U-T-S-E. As I was telling you, you have airports scattered all over Ugawas, everywhere airport built with funds from Biafra land oil. But we built Imo State Airport, Mbakwe built it with nothing. We contributed to it. Myself, I contributed to that Imo State Airport. I contributed as well. Or my parents gave me money to contribute. Everybody did. Those with conscience, they did. And Chukwu Abiyama will bless him back wherever he is. I know he's in heaven. They built, do you know where Duse is? Duse, D-U-T-S-E. Everywhere in Ugawasa they have airports. They built with our money. But to come to Asaba, they said Asaba government must give them money. And you're telling me that there is justice in the zoo. This is the country you say, I'm a Nigerian. You're a Nigerian. God punish you, useless people. The terrorist party, APC, the party of Boko Haram, has alleged plans by one of the security agencies to harass and intimidate supposed sponsors of the party, which he says is part of the ongoing effort to cripple its activities in the run-up to March 20. This is nonsense. It's a very old news. I'm not doing anything with it. Don't know how it came in here. The zoo presidency on Thursday morning broke its silence on the whereabouts Kebe Patience of Patience Goodluck Jonathan. Patience, the wife of Goodluck Jonathan, they defeated the very imbecilic, useless, intellectually retarded president of the Zoological Republic. The media assistant to Mrs. Jonathan, wait for it, is Mr. Ayo Adewuni. You see how they surround themselves with Yoruba? Jonathan's media aide is Yoruba man. This one is Ayo Adeyumi. Why? Because Yorubas, they have newspapers. Some of you live in Lagos, you read Yoruba paper. So that is why they go for Yoruba. So you're telling me that there is nobody who is media savvy in the whole of Biafra land to work for Mrs. Jonathan or for the husband? Did Yoruba vote for them? The answer is no. That's how foolish they are. Yoruba did not vote for you, but Yoruba is now telling you, oh, Buhari, please pay Naija Delta militants to give you the impression that they love you. But of course they don't. They don't. That is why they want RadioBiafra closed. That is why they will do anything to make sure that we are off the air, but they cannot succeed, can they? They can't succeed. Believe you me, they can't. We continue. We are fighting for the betterment of everybody, including the Olokpa, the useless police officer on the road. We are fighting for you and the future of your children, including the army recruit on the road. We are fighting for you. We want you to be free. Freedom. If you go to America, a policeman is free. Soldier is free. If you serve your country, you come back, they recognize you and they salute your courage. Everybody is free. But here, are you free? They say, oh, yes, Oga, attention, sir. But Oga is carrying, you are giving Oga armed escort to take money away from your child. And your child will drink garri and go to sleep. Because you are foolish. You carrying the gun, you are hopeless. If they send you, you go. Why don't you say to Oga, I'm not going? Those people you're asking me to go and arrest and intimidate, what did they do? They are asking for my own betterment as well. But of course, you're black people. I won't expect you to reason that far. You wouldn't. Chief Justice of the Zoo, the baboon himself, Justice Dahiru Mustafa, on Thursday expressed all Awasa. The other one is Bello. This one is Mustafa. After reading his Quranic law and Islamic studies, Arabic studies, they come and they become chief judge in the zoo. That is why you are all Sharia. Chief Justice of the Zoo, Justice Dahiru Mustafa, on Thursday expressed concern over conflicting judgments from the various divisions of the Court of Appeal as well as the Supreme Court. In his address at the Maiden Zoo Monthly Law Report Lecture Series of the International Conference Center, Abuja, the Chief Justice of the Zoo, Awasa man. What does Awasa know about law? But we are living an experiment created by the British. He blamed the development on the creation of different divisions of the Court of Appeal. Mustafa said, I must mention that, is that a name you should be? And I said to them, you want us to be in the same country with these people? Why is it, therefore, that you don't have Justice Mustafa in Britain or Justice Al Muhammad in America? Is my name Muhammad? Is my name Mustafa? I'm waiting for the British. I'm waiting for them. In America, Obama, you are relaxing in a country, they voted for a black monkey like you because they have conscience. Isn't it? America, in Chicago, where you come from, is it Illinois, the state of Illinois? Do you have Sultan? Do you have an emir? The answer is no. But you want me to live under an emir. If you want me to live under an emir, you go to your own country and have an emir as well. Then we will know. If at all Americans will accept you. Now they know how fake you are anyway. Obama is a disgrace. Complete and utter disgrace to humanity. Nutrition experts yesterday lamented the huge burden of anemia among zoo children and women of childbearing age. According to experts, 72% of children born in the zoo are malnourished. They are anemic. They are not eating very well. The experts they're always going to conference, everybody. At a media conference in Lagos also disclosed that 1 in 2 zoo women of childbearing age suffer from anemia as well. Because they're not eating very well. The money that should have gone into making sure they feed very well is in Swiss bank account, is in overseas account, is in the Cayman Islands, is in Luxembourg. So how can it then spend it on feeding people very well? Hey, black people, this UG, daft to the core. An Aba-based industrialist, Chief Emeka Diwe, has called on the terrorist-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, Awasa Fulani, to fulfill his promise of tackling corruption and shun calls for the removal of fuel subsidy. He should not remove fuel subsidy because it's a scam, it's a fraud. Everybody is on it together. Everybody is a fraudster in the zoo. No wonder there is no progress, there is no development. People are just steeped in criminality. No wonder some of them, even those claiming they are fighting for Biafra, are also embroiled in criminality and in thievery. He said fuel subsidy is not our problem. There is danger in this proposal calling for the removal of fuel subsidy because it is going to negatively affect the masses. How is that possible? Open your refineries in Diara. Open it. Crude oil comes from the same ground. Open refineries and refine. If you like, and provide fuel for free to people. It's common sense. Common sense. It doesn't take Einstein to figure that out. Open your refineries. Refine crude oil. You can provide petrol for free and kerosene if you want. Mad people. Bibi Oduku is the coordinator of Niger Delta Security, the safety wing of the terrorist-elect Buhari Support Organization from Niger Delta Security Agency. They are working for Buhari. Anyway, I remember Ken Serewa worked for Awasa people. Did they stop Awasa from killing him? No. Ken Serewa was an arch-saboteur. Abandoned property in Igbo, which you call Port Harcourt. Igbo is the name. If you don't understand it, that is your business. Ken Serewa presided over abandoned property in Igbo, property belonging to your own person, your flesh and blood, you claim is now yours. Abandoned in their own land. Igbo, as the name implies, is an Igbo territory. Igbo speaking territory of Biafra. Somebody came from there because a girl would not dance with him when he was at government college. That is all. He went to say, excuse me, dance. The girl said, I won't dance with you. That was why he decided to turn against us. Ken Sarawiwa, again, he knows he's an Igbo man himself. He said, oh, we are now Ogoni. What is the meaning of Ogoni? Nobody can tell you. Are you including Eleme as well, where my cousins come from as Ogoni? Because I go to Eleme on holidays. To my aunt's place, that Patu. The same Niger Delta. We eat the same food, don't we? That Patu was married to Eleme. Ngei, my cousin, Sonny, they are there at Eleme. We go there. But they're part of Ogoni. Our people should be reasonable. Very, very reasonable. This is Radio Biafra. We must proceed. There is a security agency. He's telling them, don't bomb pipeline. But you're from there. You're eating very well. You're in Abuja. Feeding well. Your children are going to private schools. How about the other people you left in the village? African man's freedom fighting. Always your need first. Lagos State government has disclosed that out of 801 commercial drivers screened for hard drugs through urinary test, 442, representing 55%, tested positive for hard drugs. So that is why you have too many motor accidents everywhere. Because the people inside the vehicle, your driver is on hard drugs. Where they're supposed to slow down, they increase the speed. There's a report here confirming it. That's why people are dying. But will you learn from it? The answer is no. These are black people. They never learn from their mistakes. A Yoruba man is blaming Igbo people for everything. Blaming Nnamdi Azikiwe, Akanu Ibiam, everybody. That Igbo people bought cutlasses everywhere. I will stop reading this Yoruba rant and rubbish. But I'll publish it. And I'll offer a critique of it. Yoruba, they are now undermining or trying to just trying to undermine our effort. You are wasting your time. As part of the preparation for the handover, the very imbecilic Goodluck Jonathan met with the terrorist. Hey, the only place where terrorism prevailed is in the zoo. They met with the terrorist-elect, Buhari. The meeting was held behind closed doors inside the presidential villa in Abuja. The meeting was said to be a private one, hence there was no media presence. Jonathan the coward. Cowardly Jonathan. They are talking about Oscars and Nollywood. If from the Oscar team, in fact, anybody from Nollywood, if you come to America, you'll be arrested and put in jail. Because the rubbish you produce as movies is just laughable and disgraceful. And the fact that some of you actually like it goes to show that you don't have taste nor decency. And we don't need people like you in Biafra, because we want Biafra land to be clean and neat. Self-critical and self-appraising. Very neat and tidy. If your food falls on the ground, you pick it at it. Do you think we are fighting for Biafra so you'll be like another useless? That's why I see some of these mushroom groups claiming they're fighting for Biafra. I look at them. The same way a typical baboon from Africa behaves is how they behave. There is no class. There is no decency. You think we're going to build Biafra to be like another useless African country? I don't know. It took Rafana. That concludes our news this very morning. Our news headlines, news analysis, and news summary. I wonder if the barrister remained with me or if he is preparing to go to work. Barrister, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Thank you very much. Director. You may proceed.
Yes, Director. Thank you for the news, Director. There isn't much to add to what is happening in the zoo. This is what we say every day. I realize that the zoo was just created to benefit the Yorubas and the Hausas only. My only upset is this. I do not understand why those who call themselves Igbo-speaking Biafrans do not question, just simply because they want to eat and them and their families alone. Hausas are busy developing their own country. Yorubas are busy dragging their own portion. Our people do not ask for anything in Biafra land. Is it that they are God-punished people, or is it because they are useless?
Well, God punished people.
Yes, when God punishes you, there's nothing that you can do will ever be good. Everything you do always go wrong.
God punished people, I love that.
God punished people, Director. Yorubas are always asking for their own portion of the cake. Hausas already own the cake. The Igbo-speaking Biafrans do nothing. They just stay in Lagos, in Zamfara, in Gombe. They do not ask. Why is it that Hausas, you have so many airports? We don't have any. The ones we have is just cargo airports. Our people do not ask. All we ask for is security job, amnesty money, little sweeping money, little eating allowance. Why? That is what is called God punished. Director. You see, most of the time I spend my life analyzing why things are the way they are for us. When your people do not represent you in any capacity, all they do is selfish representation. Me and my family. Let me go to the Senate. How many donkey's years have we been to these people? Does it mean that those who go there to represent us do not understand what is going on in their front or in their presence? They don't understand that houses are there to cheat them and cheat them dry. They do not understand that the Yorubas, with their evil, wicked, malicious intentions, that every job gotten by Biafrans, they'll do all they could to remove them. They do not understand that the politics of that zoo is wholly one-sided. This makes me mad more than anything. Our people will say, our own has gone far too many years. Yet, they are still sheepishly. Every day the same news. When you go to Imo State, you hear them talking rubbish. Nobody has ever said, why is this not going this way? You go to Anambra, they are talking rubbish there. Nobody will say, why is it our things are going this way? You go to Ebonyi State, those ones are already gone into Islamic. Just like Okrocha is drawing in Imo State to hand us over to the caliphate. You go to Aba, those ones, they don't talk anymore. You go to River State, if you go inside River State, water alone is enough to scare you from even going there. When it rains, water will be staying in people's living room, and it's an oil producing country. So it pains me that our people only go there to just selfishly benefit themselves. They don't care about own. Yoruba always campaigning for their people. Regardless of how thievery they are, they will support their people and campaign for them. Hausa are always crying, irrespective of the fact that they are the people taking whatever belongs in the zoo. They would see Jonathan going into power. They were crying. We are impoverished. Hausas have ruled that bloody zoo more than 47 years. They are still the people to cry foul, irrespective of the fact that their people are stealing, embezzling, banking money outside. The Hausas were still the first to shout, they've been impoverished. That is why there is Boko Haram. The Yorubas will always use their conniving way to steal their own embezzlement. One, our people are not embezzling money. Two, they are not asking for the share of what is coming from their land. All they do is just go there, buy little things. I will call it a gift. Just like the director will say, the 10th wife of Dangote is richer than every Igbo speaking Biafra, if not Biafrans in total. Somebody is in your land stealing everything from you. You do not campaign for your people. You do not campaign from where you came from. All you campaign for is just yourself, your family alone. Selfish individuals. Vote for me. Vote for me. That is all they do. You go there, you don't represent a little town on the street. Director?
Yes, Barrister, go ahead. We are here. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Keep in touch. Thank you. So, what are people doing is just to go there and represent themselves alone. Look at all the news we read here. Everything is a Hausa, Yoruba, and on top of it, irrespective that you're not getting anything, Yorubas are still there to destroy you because that is the way they've been built. As they are stealing, they are looking at you that you're the one stealing. They will sell you, will give Igbo man the money. How much has an Igbo man stolen? Because they have the media. And our people keep quiet. They call you Onyoshi. You are not Onyoshi, and then you kept quiet and went away. That label will remain on you because you did nothing to counteract it. You did nothing to say you are the one who is stealing. How many Yorubas have been taken in? And when they get to court, they bribe the lawyers and the judges. How many of them? Uncountless. How many Hausa Fulani Boko Haram have stolen money? They are still living with us. And yet they'll turn around and say, Igbo man is the one. So why is it that these people are stealing? They stole us dry, coming from our own particular country. We are not receiving any benefit from what they are picking from us. Yet they are the same people pointing at you and saying, you are the thief. You are this. Whatever you do, Yoruba will point, accusing fingers on you, but they will exonerate themselves. So why is it that there is quite a lot of deceit in that bloody country that's supposed to be cleaned off in the name of destruction? Our people keep quiet. All they know is just for themselves alone. We preach here every day. Amnesty. Look at amnesty. But Boko Haram are there on a daily basis killing people. Are they asking for amnesty? They are taking action and killing you, burning your churches, removing your heads. You're asking for amnesty and security of 5,000 naira cash. That's all we are good at. They say that a fool at 40 will remain permanently a fool. Because that's what I see in most of our people. We don't reason. Let's go to Abuja. Is Abuja your land? You buy a land, you build a house. That is why you don't ask for anything coming to your side. They'll deny you airport. You don't care. They'll deny you water. You don't care. They deny you ordinary road building. You don't care. Because you live in Lagos, you live in Abuja. That place, they are, of course, regenerating them on a daily basis. But what is going on in your own country, you don't care. And most of you at the top, foolishly and wickedly, you don't care what is happening, where you came from. Disgrace to all of you that believe in Abuja and believe in Lagos. Is it not the same Niger that we are told are killing Boko Haram? They are the same people, killing refugees. This is why I always tell you that the Hausa people are very slimy. You can never trust them. They are very, very treacherous. All they do is they will cry wolf, wolf. They are the wolf. If you believe them, you perish with them. Those who call themselves Biafrans, if you are really Biafrans, stand up and be counted. We are dying on a daily basis. Every amenity denied from you. No infrastructure. You don't care. You don't ask for anything. Hausas are the ones stealing. They are the ones crying fools, crying fouls. Yorubas are the ones stealing. And they are the same one pointing, accusing fingers on you. When would you rise? Biafrans, shame that you're doing nothing about your lives and you're perishing on a daily basis. Good morning, Director.
Good morning to you, Barrister. And as usual, well said, well analyzed, and well presented. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less. Our people are delighted, myself especially, anytime you present your analysis to us. We continue to learn from it. Our lives continue to be enriched as a result of it. Thank you very much, the very eminent barrister and attorney at law, Barrister Emma Mezu. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. This very morning, our lines will be opened. And when it does, right now, we will take your calls. When we take your calls, we only ask for your name and where you're calling us from. If you prefer or wish, you will tell us where you come from. Because we are here to preach this gospel in an uncompromising manner. We are doing so knowing fully well that Chukwu Abiamabu Chukwu Kereligwe is presiding in heaven because he is creation. He is creation. We welcome you once again, and our lines are now opened up. You are at personal and collective liberty to call Radio Biafra. If you do so, we will take your call. We are here to restore our country, nothing more, nothing less. We are not for amnesty. We are here for freedom. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, please. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Isiku Okeleke. I'm calling you from Enugu State.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Director.
Good morning to you.
Please, I'm always praying for you all day. Since ever I start listening to Radio Biafra, I'm always praying for you. May people continue to guide you with your name, continue to guide you with the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, the more especially those in abroad, that making the effort that this work will be done. I pray for you all the day of I will pray for you all the day of my life. May God continue to guide you and protect you in Jesus' name.
Yes, sir.
Director, I'm the person that saw last month, and also the person that said is the truth like magnet. And also the other time, this is my first time I'm getting this line. The second time I called, and the person also said that our people, I said it in our language. Now so also I want to say something about our people. Our people is very good people. There's no two words about that. Are you with me, sir?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yes. Our people are very good people. There's no two words about that. But the problem we have now that since we mix with outside family blood, and also now there are many of them have changed automatically, and also then their own business is now selfish interest. None of them is fighting for anything good for other person to benefit from that. For some of them, because I cannot say all of them, some of them. Then the issue I want to touch on issue of this Jonathan issue, Jonathan, this one, Jonathan, I thank God that Jonathan is not on the power until when the Biafran come, because if he does, people will say it's Jonathan that brings Biafran. Like you will always preach that Biafran will come through our efforts, that through the Chukwu Abiyama who will give us Biafran, then the God will remain in place. Let our people work hard to make sure that Biafran come. And also, I will also work hard. I will give everything about anything, make sure that I contribute and follow the footsteps of this movement. So let people that fear, they are getting fear, this fear, you are fear, you will not want to die, but you are dying. You are dying. Look at Naija, they are begging for lighting something on the road. Only said that this thing, what I'm trying to say is that assuming this thing is very easy to mount radio station for BIAFRA, I feel very happy for that. Let them be hearing what they are doing. Selfish in place, they will remove for most of our people. We achieve what we are going to. Are you getting me, sir?
Of course, we are listening. Go ahead, please.
So please continue the job. Director, you don't know what you have achieved by mounting this radio Biafran, using this platform to reach our people, detecting us. Since ever I listen to this radio, let me confess, my life are not the same like before. I am educated, very much more. I'm also learning at the same time. I'm also believing for what you are saying, that Biafran is coming, and also you will come in the name of Chukwu.
You say?
It must come in the name of Chukwu. And I want to tell our people, I hear that anything we have a meeting. I've also, on Sunday, I have get the number. I will also call them to know where the venue is. I will also go and join them. Everything, I will from there contributing my own, because I say I will contribute. The ratio I have, I will contribute. Surely I will contribute, because the suffering is too much. When I see the kids, I have never born. I was a kid. I'm 8 years now. I have never born, and I say I will never in my life. I can never get wife because of this kind of suffering. I can never be alive watching my kids suffering this way. I know the many people have paid their school fees. Seeing people carrying orange on the road. I saw one of them one day. He saw his mother, so they push me wheelbarrow and selling food on the road. I call him, they come. Why are you not in the school by this time? He said the opportunity for school because of social this. I say, how much is that? He said, you don't know. I said, go and make inquiry. He went and make inquiry. It was 8,000 something. I don't know the person. I now contribute for that. Many people have stated for this thing. I keep on watching the suffering. I was praying for this thing over and over. God, where this thing will get me better. Since ever I will contribute, because I cannot carry the load. I can never carry the load alone. When you see the children, like what people they say, are you feeling okay when you see a black man suffering? I can never feel okay when I see the child suffering in this way. I swear, this way and the suffering, I cannot feel any of my blood or any of my being suffering the same way again. It's very big painful. I don't know what our people are thinking about this. When you keep on dictating them, they are not going backward. But I tell you, you are doing the good job. May the God continue to guide you. Let me leave you here. Let other people to contribute. May God continue to guide you, protect you, and all the efforts you are making, and all the efforts, but if that is by one measure, whenever they are not sleeping because of this thing. None of them is happy. They are not fighting for their own interest. They are fighting for people that come, even those ones that are never born. You people are fighting for it. We have to try the effort, make it taste easy to other. Our forefather, I'm always praying for those people, because they see this thing many years ago. They went fight for us to not suffer the same way. Since they are not achieving it, now We cannot even fight for it again. So our children will not suffer the same way. I tell them there was the people saying that if we will not fight for this and keeping our children in bondage, wherever we are, they will never forgive us. This is our time. We get up and fight for them. Let it be easy for them. We are educating our people. They are going back, finding look at Naija. They are not shem. They are not. Most of them are not shem. Even like they never, because someone will tell them, when we get up and fight, you are not security for pipeline. You are begging people that are gonna go. They are not shame. Please let me stop here and let other people contribute. May God continue to serve you.
You say, and because you have spoken very well, when people are making sense, I allow them to continue speaking. I believe in freedom of speech. When you call Radio Biafra, you should be at liberty to pour your heart out if you can. But I will also advise them to try and curtail it. But I like what you're saying because it makes a lot of sense to us. Thank you very much for that and continue to participate. There are some people in Gambia who are listening. We need a family also in Gambia. We know that Gabon is very, very strong. Gabon is very, very strong. We know that the family in Cameroon is also coming up and very, very strong. We need a family in Gambia. Some of you are making contact with me. You must go ahead and do so. IPOB is all over the world. Very, very formidable and all over the world. We are announcing this very morning that all zonal coordinators in Delta State, all zonal coordinators in Delta State are invited to the opening of the Ozoro zone on Sunday the 10th. Ozoro, I'm sure is the name, O-Z-O-R-O. Ozoro zone is happening on Sunday the 10th of May 2015. Please contact the Delta coordinator 090-332-97671. I repeat, all coordinators in Delta State, including Warri, all coordinators are invited to the opening of the Ozoro zone on Sunday the 10th of May 2015. The Delta coordinator is, or the number is 090-332-97671. I repeat, 090-332-97671. This is Radio Biafra. I have a caller on Viber. Let's go and see who that person is. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? The caller on Viber, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Melody Onyema. I'm calling from Enugu, Transekulu precisely.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Turn your system down. Please turn it down. Before I cut you off, turn your system down or walk away from the room.
Okay, sir.
When you call Radio Biafra, please turn your system off. It does help us a lot.
It's all right. I want to greet you, sir, because of your wonderful work you are doing.
Thank you. And all IPOB all over the world. Without IPOB, we wouldn't be here. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Before Easter period, I went to my place in Suka. I tried to tune Radio Biafra. I could not get it there. But when I come back to Transekulu here, I normally get it. So this, I would want us to be getting the radio station there so that our people will be carried along. Because as I was telling them when I went back home for Easter period, they said they have not heard anything about that. Then I said, okay, when I come back, I'll make call and let you people know so that something will be done, so that our people will be carried along. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We intend to go to Nsukka. We are doing so. Everything is dependent on how quickly we can raise the funds for our relay station. As soon as we raise it, we will go to Nsukka, of course. And as I said, we will also be upgrading some of our systems so they can go to as many areas and places as possible in Biafra land. People shouldn't worry. Anybody who knows us will know that we only move forward, we never go backwards. There may be a slight delay here and there, but eventually we keep moving forward. We never ever stop. We keep moving forward. until we prevail, until we succeed, until we win. This is Radio Biafra. Do I have a caller on the line? Yes, I do. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. When you call Radio Biafra, you may be on hold for some time, maybe half a minute, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Please do not disengage. Stay where you are. Don't disengage. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Please walk away. Yesterday was very good. People behaved themselves yesterday. When you call Radio Biafra, walk away from where you are. Once I take your call, please, I don't want to be hearing any noise on the background, please. The world is listening. Too much interference. It is not possible to take your call. We are on Viber as well. When you call Radio Biafra, please pay attention. No noise on the background, I say. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes. Director, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is Clement Oko from Igbo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Director, I thank you so much for what you have been doing for we Biafran. Because without you, I don't think we will know what we know today. So, Director, I thank you.
Thank you very much.
May God bless you and bless your family. And nothing shall before you. Director, I'm very, very glad. What you taught me in Radio Biafra, I have never been taught, even there in secondary school days. Director, Radio Biafra have no comparison in the world, even in our lives. Radio Biafra makes things move well because as you see me, I started listening to Radio Biafra on March to date. I always be I always listen to Radio Biafra every day. Without Radio Biafra, no more any other radio. Director, I thank you so much for what you have been doing for us. Biafra must come. And I, Clement Oko, I vow to die for Biafra because Biafra is in my blood. My father was a Biafran soldier. After the Biafran war, I was the person who wore his Biafran uniform as a soldier. I was the person who wear it, and I am also ready to wear it again because right about now, there is nothing working. We are like a dead man walking in this zoo. So, Director, any day, anytime, I'm ready. And this Sunday, I will register to the family. I have called the zonal coordinator, the Enugu coordinator. We have discussed. He has directed me where I should come on Sunday. Then that Sunday, I must be there. I will surely show them to know whatever thing we are doing, any contribution, we will make it there. Director, I thank you. May Chukwabiyama bless you and bless your family.
He say, and you too as well, please. You must understand that people, we don't fill any form and we don't have any registration fees, please. We don't do that. And any contribution or anything you are giving to the coordinator, please make note of it. You must make note of it. because every coordinator is expected to forward every information relating to every donation or contribution straight to Gift Hamefule on the coordinators forum. Very, very important, please. Very, very critical. We don't want people to stop coming to us because of funds or lack of it. IPOB is open to everybody. We know very few people fund it. That is true. If you can, you fund. If you cannot, you don't have to. That is the way we operate. People give from the bottom of their heart, and we want to make sure that every dime is, of course, accounted for. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. Enugu is also meeting, and people are identifying. Mpo is very strong. Aba is incredibly formidable. Everywhere you go, people are rising up. Even far away in Gambia, we are going to raise the family there very, very soon. Everywhere around the world, our people are waking up. They are rising to the challenge. They are rising to the occasion because they understand that within the message of redemption and hope preached by Radio Biafra lies the path to freedom, lies the path to liberty. And that is why they will always continue to be part of what we are doing, because there is no other way. There is no other choice. Also, we are on WhatsApp, and let us go to WhatsApp to see who is there. If their line is clear, we will, of course, take their call. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. That caller on WhatsApp was unable to hear me. Please, if you can, I will have brought your call to the world. We are also on IMO, or IMO, whatever they call it. We are on IMO as well. Please, you are also free to call us there as well. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And Chukwu Abiyama, of course, is presiding over these proceedings. If you want to call us on Viber, on IMO, it is +4478 313 08376. If you call us on that very platform, we will be able to take your call. Let's try once again. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? They are not paying attention. I said, once you call me, don't stop listening to your radio. You listen to me. You listen to me. That's what I said. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, please. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello, I can hear you very well.
Okay, good morning, sir. Nnamdi Kanu. God bless you. God bless you.
Good morning.
Bless your family. Bless everything you have.
You say, and you too.
Okay, in fact, I don't have much to say. I've been hearing you talking. I'm making a report. You see, the relay station, I don't know what is happening. We are not getting it any longer.
They said the generator is faulty and they're working on it this morning. Oh, with a generator faulty. Yes, so they're working. It started from, I think, yesterday. When did they start?
Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday was yesterday.
Let me ask. Why should other people go to that relay station and they are playing music and doing that? Like 7.6. Are they mad?
Who's playing that?
Because of the generator that is faulty, that another people are playing this their family nonsense.
Yes, when we are not on 97.6, other stations come in. Other people occupy that space. That is what they do. Because Okorocha and his people are very keen for the truth not to be preached in nowhere. So anytime...
If the generator is okay now, how do we can it go back there?
Of course, yes, of course. Once the generator is working again, you go back there and you receive it. We don't change from there. We are there. If we change, we will let you know. But we have not changed. Okay. We are still on 97.6. It's not going to change.
Okay. I don't have more to tell you. We continue to speak nothing will happen. We will fight on. Tell our people, tell the group, if we don't do anything before this is a good. Of course, I'm not going to start for working. Here's a good idea. heaven will not leave. We are going, we are marching to that place. We are very stupid. You know, now, these so-called they have to respond. They have something on ground. Let them come in about. If we don't do anything, because this man because there's nothing again.
No, that is not. Listen. We don't do what we do based on our WhatsApp timetable. We have our own timetable. We don't. What we are doing is freedom fighting, not take away. We are not doing resource control. They can have as many Ezegoros as possible. In Asorok is not our business. Biafra has nothing to do with Asorok. We are marching on. We know who our enemies are. When the time comes, we will march. Don't worry about that. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And we will be going back on that very platform. I'm going back again to WhatsApp. You will listen to my voice via your WhatsApp and not your radio if you want to speak on Radio Biafra. Can you hear me? Don't worry about that. The same problem, the same hopelessness. People don't pay attention because sometimes they are slightly unreasonable. If you call Radio Biafra, I don't want to hear the radio on the background. If I do, I will not take your call. If you continue to call, we will block you. On WhatsApp, that is. Pay attention so that when we speak, you'll be able to hear us. This is Radio Biafra. We are also on IMO. If you call us there, we will be able to take your call. And for principal officers of state, if you call me on Facebook, I will also take your call.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from? Please, can you move about a bit?
From Abba.
From Abba.
I'm calling from Abba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Director, I'm happy what you are preaching about BS.
Can you hear me?
In my side, in my area, in Tonimas, they are hearing people, they say Biafra is nothing, we don't want to hear Biafra. Now, I can see them now, they are listening to Biafra. One came to meet me this morning, say, this Biafra, this man is talking, is making sense. This man, I didn't know it's like this now. Why this man, I say, cool down, you just, I don't want to say anything, continue hearing the Radio Biafra. That's why I thought, my mom wants to speak with you.
Okay. Ndewo.
Ishike. Onye eluigwe ga-egbaga ume nọ.
Ise.
Ahụla ihe ya Ishike.
Ise.
Chineke ga-agbaga ume n'ezinụlọ.
Ise.
Chineke zitara ya. N'ihi na anyị ahụsiela anya. Babangida na ndị otu ya ma Jonathan. Ndị si lawe mere ihe niile. Lawe mere.
Oh my goodness. That line was about to cut before. Oh, my dear mother. My goodness me. I wish she'd be able to call back. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, please. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I can hear you, Director. My name is Ugochukwu. I'm calling from Lagos.
Ugochukwu, from the heart of darkness itself. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we are listening. Go ahead.
Hello, Director.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Director, I want to complain something to you. What about we in Lagos? We cannot tune to Radio Biafra. Can it be possible for us to have the radio station?
It is possible, yes. If you people can raise the money required, we will put it in Lagos. You know, we can't expect only one person to be funding this whole thing. Our brother Chika is the one funding it, to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. It's expensive. If people in Lagos can support, even contribute half of what is required, we will mount it in Lagos now. And his line has gone off. That is the problem that we have. If people can come out to say, yes, we are prepared to support, and Soka wants it, or Hafia wants it, the whole of Ebonyi, they want it, we are going to Niger Delta. We need to go to our very closest blood relatives, Ibibio. We must go to Ibibio land, because Ibibio and the Igbo, they are the same thing. I don't know if you know. Everywhere we need to go to, it requires funding. When the time comes, we'll tell you what to do. All of you in Biafra land Nothing to show for it. All these years, you've been contributing to Ifajuna. Nothing. But today, you have the most powerful AM transmitter in the world. You have media infrastructure. That Biafra is being heard all over the world every blessed day. Indigenous people of Biafra. We don't believe in nonsense. I see village Abagan cause the caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Director.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Your name and where you are.
Good morning, sir, Director.
Good morning to you.
My name is Sondor. I'm calling from Onisha.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. The world is listening.
I'm living at Yobe State.
In Yobe?
But Yobe State. But because of the local marketing, I just went down to Onisha to save my life. Because the things I witnessed there is very, very, it's not a small thing.
My goodness.
I witnessed when doing good luck, when he said on his first tenure. So when he won the election, what happened there? For actually, Bauchi State, these Hausa people, they start killing our people there. They kill all coppers there because we that are living there, we know how those Hausa people behave. During the time of that kind of a thing, we have know how to dodge ourselves. Many of us will not sleep in the house. We will not sleep in the house. We just go and hide ourselves because we know something more may happen the following day. Because if they go to their mosque in the night, they will talk everything, how they will do to Igbo people. If they lead the election, if they call the winner of the election is a good luck, then they will start killing us like a goat. So, and you know, when we are living in Yobe State, near my house, there is mosque there. So, very early in the morning, if they are going to pray prayers there, they will start discussing what to do. Me, I will be hearing it in my room, what they are saying, secretly. So, but when they say to finish, I will just call my people, some Igbo people, Biafran people. I'll call them, tell them, see what this we are planning. So, we will know how to do ourselves. So for Bauchi State, actually, they kill all the coppers. Well, anyone that they kill, they will carry stick. So they will cut off the head. These people they kill. I'm from Adazinu. They kill our Adazinu people. 12 of them last year for Muki. They just be killing people. Okay, can you imagine that on Christmas Day, this Christmas that passed now? Do you believe that Hausa people stay in my village very sweet? And my village people, they are not care for anything, doing anything. If you go to my village now, all the people now, they are not doing anything because of this issue of Boko Haram of a thing. So these people, they are killing us too many. They are killing us many. But you know, say, if anything will happen for not, we here, we are not used to care about it. We are not caring about it. They are killing us many. So all this go pass down, you know, that's why now for Yobe State and the Meduguri, because if you leave Jos, after Jos you enter Bauchi State, after Bauchi State, then you now meet Yobe State. From Yobe State, you meet Plateau State, that's Meduguri. So all this Yobe State and Meduguri now, some issue of this crisis. Small okay, the bomb shops. Okay, now this election now they lead this Buhari and this one where Buhari now. They just go knock apathy, coffee. They knock up coffee. Carry poster, put all the body of the coffee. Carry on the waka as the way Christians are doing if they want to bury a person. They carry on the waka everywhere. Each zone they will do their own. Carry on the waka. The poverty don't cost. They are saying that no more poverty. Igbo people they should go and die because of they want to collect what belongs to them. Nigeria belongs to them. No any other person that will win Nigeria from them. So this thing I'm in Onisha because of this kind of rubbish thing. Because I cannot just go there and waste my life. Because everything that is happening here, our people here, they don't care about anything. Okay, can you imagine that now? One week, the Igbo people that, Biafran people that are in the zoo, When they come back, long to Biafran land. All the houses in Onitsha here, they start putting it money. The houses they are collecting 200,000 in a year. They now putting it to be 300,000. All shops start costly. Yeah? If something is happening for our people for North there, nobody will exclude us. If GUO and the young, they will start putting money. If they are collecting 5,000 before, it will now become 10,000. Yeah? So all those things, okay, if we important now, if Hausa people start giving attrition for North now, all the Hausa people that is here, the Hausa people will just tell them, if you drop the cow that we are carrying in that truck, go down to Asaba, go pick our people there, because
my brother, your line is distorted. Of course, we are in the zoo, and I am not surprised that your line is cracking up, but I know what you're saying. The killing of our people is going on unreported. Unreported. I don't know why that is the case. It is going on unreported, and it is not very good at all. If you call us on IMO, we will take your call. I want somebody called Pastor Promise. Let's go back to him. I think he's joined us now. The caller on IMO, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Please confirm your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
Okay, my name is Ihechukwu Friday from Isiman Kingdom, Autonomous Community in Ugunabo, LGA, Abia State.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I want to thank you for a good work and other workers behind the scene, and thank all the members of this family all over the world, because I start this family today. We are nowhere to find, and I have a lot of things to comment because I've been trying to get in touch with you to call for because of a lot of calls. So I pen some things down. I have some religious things, but I will have the religious one. I will leave it to ask you on Sunday, as you mind that we got every religious matter got to discuss on Sunday.
Yes.
So now I want you to thank you because sometimes people call that they will let us march. To be honest with my people, the great march is this radio, because this radio is a great march, because Nigerian government and Hausa, Fulani, and Yorubas have used their media to destroy our Biafra image. So for us to start using, before the violence or using going for war, we have to use our own media to destroy the fact as we are doing. So this radio is one of the greatest means to destroy, to return back their payment of what they are doing, what they have done past years ago. And secondly, we talk about Naija data, Igbo and Igbo people as a whole. I made my time. I'm a journalist. I work with one of the journalist company in North Carolina, based in North Carolina. I'm here in Nigeria for 6 months holidays. I make my time some time ago. I have an interview with some of the militants. The guy that I have chat with, let me understand that they are a little bit of what our brother Owazilike did, because during the time of Owazilike, they have a negotiation, they have arrangement on knowing that Owazilike is not the man to trust. By the end of everything, all the appointment with the have with Owazilike, he was not able to execute it. So now they want to take their time. That is why you see them, they are misbehaving. But I know with time, Niger data will come back to us. Just because Imo and Abia is among the Niger data. All those Igbo people, they will come to us and call us a march together. And yesterday news, talking about our guests, our late sisters in where we travel for NYC. Director, I'm here to let you know, some of the stupid lady will who accept the offer and marry ourselves. To be honest with you, when I had the news yesterday, I laughed because I understood what our guest is up to. Because some of all being Igbo, sorry for that. I mean, Biafra, we are more interested in money than our life. I learned. I had a know sometimes that some of men of Igbo converted to Islam because of money, which is very bad. And you have so your right, your birthright, because of things of the world that can lose at any moment. And another thing that I'm very, very happy to hear about the people from the Republic of the Gambia. I thought of it because I went to the Republic of the Gambia for journalist work, but I must tell you that the government of the Republic of the Gambia will not register there. But I pray that God, the people, our family there, they will find their way, because as we are looking a way to get freedom from the Republic of Nigeria, and it's the way people, freedom, some group of Gambians are finding a way to look for the freedom, because they are fighting with the president at the moment, because the president of the Republic of the Gambia is like a Buhari too. It's very, very mean. He had a lot of Nigeria. Can you believe when I was there to cover for journalist work, I found out a Nigeria from Imo State was there because of what he's a printing press somewhat, and people came to some group of people said they for him to print, and he said they need a change. Can you imagine? Only that the T-shirt the guy printed, he was sentenced to 5 years. Along the 5 years, he died in jail.
He died in jail.
He died in jail. He died in jail in the Republic of the Gambia.
My goodness.
I have a lot of documentary in the Republic of the Gambia are concerning our people of Biafra. Can you believe in the Republic of Gambia? If you go there at the moment, our brothers, Igbos, more special, and all that part, meaning they are selling akara. I'm not their female. I mean the men, the boys. They are selling akara on the street to make their living. I witnessed others. I have been in Bantu, I have been in Serekunda, I have been in Basi, I have been in Bakote, I have been in all those places to cover when I was sent for a mission there. And there is not press free. So I pray that they will find their way and hold our meeting there. So, Director, I thank you for your good work. I know I was chatting with my friend in Turkey this morning. I told him to go and join the family group. Leave this Biafra alone. I told him when the march will start, that I will be in the front row. He said no. So I will leave my family. I will leave my children. I said, those people that are going to be in the front row, they have family also. They have children. So I better that I sacrifice my life to defend my nation. Let me tell you, sir. Can you sometimes I walk around on the streets, I drive around, you see a lot of poor masses, see people are suffering. Right now, go to the school, every school gate, they are driving students because of school fees. You're not supposed to do that. Can you imagine some parents if people that have 4 children or 5, their school fee is 7 or 10,000, 5,000 naira. Tell them how are they going to afford the payment? It's because of the poor government. So I believe the best way for us to keep praying and fight, it's not like you said, it's not everything is not by praying. We got to put effort. When you are praying, God got to assist you, and you have to put effort on it. So God, the work got to work perfect. When you are down say, God, everything will be well, everything will be well. Let me tell you how long it has to be well. You have to stand up and make a move and make a good action. When you make a good action, God will see that my son, this is my daughter, she's making an action. Now God will get to support you. Make that your dream to come close. But if you're sitting down, praying every day, reading from Genesis to Revelation every day, let me tell you, this Biafra will not come from now to 10, 20 years. But as we are going forward right now by media and other plans which are not yet exposed on air, And I believe God got to support us. For me, Lord, I wish I can able to afford to stand a radio station or somewhere else. Honestly, Director, I will really afford it to give, but I am still making my contact. When everything comes down, I will get in contact with you. Please keep your work. Keep your work. Don't let anything to distract you. Where you are, there is no going back, and we will never go back. Our people will support you. My own town. When you're talking about last time when I stood in newspaper stand, they were speaking against Biafra. And Biafra has this, no, we have no oil. If these people separate that, we are going to die. I said, shut up. Can you imagine that there's some country today they has no oil? Like I reference Gambia. Gambia sustain their living by fish and granules. They have no oil. It's only fishing and the granules. And other country, they have nothing. They assistance. My own village, I know that's why we call Isiman Kingdom. We have many locations of oil in my hometown. You cannot dig a ground more than 6 feet. After 4 feet, when you touch the sand, you will feel that something is here. And it's not only in my home village, in other area, other villages, other communities. Other states, they have a lot of such mineral resources that we can develop. Whether Nigeria is or Nigeria, whether Nigeria data has oil or not, I am not care about what I know. We are the real child of God. When you study the history of Biafra, you have to know that Biafra is natural. It's not artificial. It is not man-made. I took my time to study about the difference between Biafra and Nigeria. Nigeria is a man-made. Nigeria is something artificial that have already expired. And look about Biafra. Take time and study. It's natural. It's something natural. Natural thing has it has no expiring date. So I'm here to thank you. I thank you for your good work. I thank all the engineers. I thank all the financial support. I thank every member of this family, all the Biafra. May God continue keeping you and give you more strength and knowledge to work with us, because to work the people of black men, black people, to working with them, it is not easy. But by the God's grace, to work with them with great experience. I will stay by and allow us to contribute. May God guide you and protect you. Amen.
And bless you as well, along with the entirety of Biafrans all over the world, Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Indigenous people of Biafra. We are going to remember them on the 30th of May. Major Timothy Onwatwegu, we will remember you. We will remember you, the finest battlefield commander in the history of modern warfare. There is no general, no battlefield general better than Onwatwegu, considering with what he achieved with the material and the men at his disposal. He took Umuahia twice from the marauding armies of the Mohammedan Emirates of the North, supported by the backstabbing, conspiratorial Oduduwa children, Yoruba. We will also remember Major Albert Nwazu Okonkwo, who was a major in the Biafra Army Medical Corps. Men who fought gallantly for their country. Biafra was the Third World War, the only time that communism and capitalism came together to fight a very tiny country. The only time that Islam combined with Christendom to fight a very tiny country. They came together. You see, Christianity and Islam, they came together to defeat Biafra. The entire Christian Europe, with the exception of France, said no, that these people they've done nothing wrong. That is why we have links with Ivory Coast, with all the French-speaking countries like Gabon, because France told them to help. Of course, France cannot go against Britain. The same way that when France was supplying Exocet missile to the Argentine forces during the Falklands War, Britain told them to stop. And as soon as they stopped supplying exotic missiles to the Argentine Air Force, the British Expeditionary Force was able to overwhelm them and take over the Falklands. Britain reminded France, please, you know we are one country, we are the masters, we are in Europe. Don't sell to these people, and they didn't sell to them. And exocet missile was what sank HMS Sheffield, if you remember, and you are a keen student of that very war. Had Argentine forces had sufficient number of exocet missiles, of course, Britain is very strong. My goodness me, their army they are not many. The army is not big. But there is something about the way they train their soldiers. There is something about the way Britain trained their soldiers that they look gentle but very rugged. Mentally very tough. But the armies of Biafra will be tougher than them. You watch and see what we're going to do. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? What is that supposed to mean?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What is that noise? Are you in a mechanic village?
Yes, sir.
Are you in a mechanic village?
Hello?
Where are you? There's a noise beeping on the background. What is that noise?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Where are you?
I'm speaking from Aba.
And are you in a motor park?
No, I'm speaking from I'm calling from Aba.
No, not at all. What's that noise? Okay, the phone has a recorder. Is that correct? Please turn it off. It's making noise as if a car is about to reverse into you. We want you to be safe where you are. Our lines are open and you are at liberty to call. Our Skype line is so jammed that very rarely do calls get through these days. I don't know what we're going to do to it. But people are writing to us. They are not inboxing. They are writing to us on Skype. And it's a very good thing, of course. And we are responding to them. Our dear sister Victoria, keep doing the work that you're doing. Magnificent and marvelous. Thank you very much. We are live and we are direct, and this is Radio Biafra. Everywhere you go to, our lines are jammed. Why is it jammed? Because, oh my goodness me. The caller on... No, your line is still beeping. It's still making that noise. Cut it off and then you call us back. We want to talk to you. This is your radio station. If you call, we take your call. That is our duty. But in return, please endeavor to turn your system off. IMO is working as well. Let's go there. The caller on IMO, can you hear me? They're not paying attention, are they? Turn your system down. Can you hear me? No.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from? Thank you very much. Your voice wants to sound like that of Igbo. And it's an honor for me to say that somebody sounds like Igbo. It's the highest honor you can ever get. Because Igbo is a great man.
Thank you, sir. You are not mistaken, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. Go ahead.
I want to thank God for you. In fact, anytime I am on night duty, throughout the day I glue to Radio Biafra. Anytime I'm on day duty, my ears are laden with earphones listening to Radio Biafra. In fact, it is not just my life, it is me. Because Biafra is me and I am Biafra. Listen, sir, you are doing a great job. Not only for me, but the entire Igbo, entire Efi, entire Ibibio, and beyond. Sir, I thank you very much. And much more, I thank the Almighty Chukwu Abiyama, who has created you at this very point in time. May he be praised forever. I bow down. In fact, I prostrate on the floor to say, Baba, may you live forever in the name of Jesus. I want to say that the Jaws actually need relays, not one, not two. Once they are enlightened, once they are informed, in fact, they will never lag behind. I remember when I was in Owerri some years back, around 2001, 2003. You know that time, the Igbo from a job. These people would come to Owerri with their banners, with their bosses, parading Owerri, singing and rejoicing because Biafra was in the making. But unfortunately, I never saw them again, and I knew that something was wrong. Whatever was wrong, you know, because there was a betrayal along the line.
Of course.
But I thank God for the coming of the new face of Biafrans. And this time, there's no going back. Glory be to God. Another thing I want to point out is the issue of the announcement, the northern governor coming up to say our ladies should marry their men so that they will get a job. Well, if you capture our women, you have killed a race. If you want to kill a race, a people, capture their women. That's why David and his men almost cried. They almost died. And God said, pursue and overtake. David was, in fact, perplexed until God said, pursue and overtake. Why? Because the Amalekites and so on, their enemies, have taken their wives away. The secret of a man is in his wife. Once you kill a woman, you have finished the man. That's what they are trying to do. Islamizing this country is very simple, by capturing our women, marrying them. So that's what they are trying to do. But for me, sir, I have always said it and will continue to say it. My children will never be part of NYSC. They will, even if they don't get white collar job, no problem. God will help us to form a white collar job that will employ people. They are never going to be part of NYSC. I've said it before yesterday, you told us. Look, I implore the entire Biafrans to say no to NYSC. They will carry our children to the north to practice NYSC there. Then they will bring their children to the oil companies here to get better jobs here. When they get the job, our children will come back with no job. And when they dust their certificates to go for the job, you see how the northerners and the westerners occupying the entire places. And then the next thing is for the children to be roaming in the street. It's an apology. Well, another thing I want to say is what Wole Soyinka said. Though he said the Igbos they vote for their stomach. And I posted in the Facebook, I said, yes, Wole Soyinka, you said the Igbos vote for their stomach, based on their stomach. The Yorubas too, they vote based on their anus, because when the Igbos eat, yes, the Yorubas will shit it from the anus. Well, it looks like an irony, yeah, of course, because it's of the other way around, trying to advise us to look beyond our selfishness and care for one another, which used to be our former ways of life, you know. Now, I want to leave that and move on to another point. I want to be brief, sir. I thank God for you. I thank God for the entire crew supporting you. I thank God for the IPOB all over the world. I pray God that He will continue to support you and lift you up. Sir, I will want to stop here, and I will continue to talk in due time. God bless you, sir.
And you too. Thank you very much. Ise, thank you very much for that. People are calling us because it is their duty and their right to do so. And it is also our responsibility to broadcast their message to the hearing of the whole of humanity. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra live presentation on this very day, the 8th day of May in the year of our Lord 2015. The month we are remembering our fallen heroes, culminating in our activities all over the world to mark the 30th of May. The Biafran family in and around United States of America, we are going to protest in front of the White House. We want to tell Obama that we need Biafra. We want to tell the community of the whole world that we need Biafra. We will be marching in front of the White House in Washington, D.C. come the 30th of May. We encourage every country to march in one place if it is possible. Where logistically that is not possible, then you can march according to the zones that you have. But we want to make it as obvious and as compulsory as possible. Please march in the capitals of where you are. America will march in front of the White House. If you have not booked that day off, you book it off. If you have not booked your flight, book your flight. We are going to Washington. You claim you want Biafra where? It's your Biafra. You have to work for it. Part of the work is on the 30th of May. You are heading to Washington, D.C. Those of you on the western part of the USA, which is about 4 or 5 hours away from Washington, D.C. by flight, we can congregate in Los Angeles. Those on the west go to Los Angeles. Those on the east go to Washington, D.C. Simple as that. We divide America into two. Either you go to Los Angeles or you go to Washington, D.C. 30th of May, this very month, we remember. We remember everybody under uniform. We remember the poor little children that were starved to death by Yoruba people. We want to tell you what they did to you. Yoruba starved your children to death by conniving through conspiracy and backstabbing. Awolowo was locked away in Calabar prison. It was Ojukwu that released him and took him back to Yoruba land to go and declare Oduduwa state. He came to Yoruba land and joined Awasa, became the only civilian finance minister to a military government in the history of Africa. So he can make money. He got deals with Coca-Cola, all the rest of them. That's how he became a politician millionaire. And Tinubu copied his footsteps, thieves and criminals, including Obasanjo. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good morning, Director.
Good morning to you. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Izuchukwu. I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Director, I thank you so much for your work you have been doing for us, Biafran. Thank you well, because I can't believe that one day someone will come out to give us back our lost republic. Director, we have been doing so very well to make sure we spread the gospel of Biafra, and it's not very easy. And I want to also tell my fellow Biafrans, we need to work on Facebook, mostly all those job groups, security groups, Firebomb, Cross Fever, because I've been doing very well over there to make sure I spread the news, tell them about our upcoming back again. And many of them are complying, despite it's not easy for them to get FM radio there. But on satellite, I have been spreading the news, telling them about our Biafra. Thank God it's really working. And Director, I wanted to say something. I wanted to give an idea. I don't know if I can go forward to contribute something.
Yes, go ahead, please. You are at liberty to do so. Go ahead.
Okay, Director, thank you. Director, you see, I would have wanted for RTOB to record some of the segments being done, record it in the city itself and spread it. We might not really for sale because none of your segment is unworthy. None of them is unclassy. All of them are classical. Both the one of last year, this year, whatever, they are on point. If you record all these things, we share it on WhatsApp, share it on Facebook, bring it down on cassette. It can never die. Once you put it, I particularly am a DJ here also in Aba, I can take it to so many people, 20. None of your segments, anybody that hears you knows the truth. It is what you want to tell people is true. Some people, when I tell them about RadioBiafra, they try to start it. It is difficult, yes. Where I work now, it's difficult for me to get RadioBiafra as before. Since the Aba problem came and gone, now it's very, very hard to get RadioBiafra. But I cannot transfer somebody to the self. Maybe it's in my phone, as an MD, I can transfer it easily. Someone will listen to and now begin to contribute to what we are doing. Honestly, I so much appreciate your job. Immensely, you are doing so great. And for those people requesting FM radio in Lagos State, heart of evil. If you put FM radio in Lagos State, within a second, you will conspire and jam all of them at the same time. It is not, I don't think it is really necessary. Let us cover Igbo land, Ishekiri, a job, let's cover it down and you need respect. Anybody in Lagos that wants to listen to Radio Biafra should do it on satellite. If you put FM there, only 1 second, the whole FM radio is jamming in Lagos. They are jamming here in Aba, more or less of the heart of darkness. So let's concentrate here. Once we get people here, it is spread. Let all Biafran IPOB members It's our target, our job on Facebook, Twitter. Don't just tweet here how you do I love you. No. Tell people about Arubicel. My name on Facebook is Excel Okaha. I am doing my extremely best to make sure a job page is there, the security is there. Apply boom, cross river, all the things you see there. Go follow Biafran, go there and make sure you tell them, spread the news. Be formidable, be courageous. Make sure you listen to Radio Biafra because they will ask you many questions. You know what answers. Do not insult anybody. Just tell them about the new coming of Biafra. Yes, like somebody was saying today that the reason why Ujuku fought was his own selfish interest. I was talking on something today, a job person I was introducing the Biafra to. He said we came to dominate the Port Harcourt. And I told him what was the former name of Port Harcourt. He said it's Port Harcourt. I laughed him. I told him, go and Google water and check it. So he later came and said, well, we are the one that put it there, that he saw Radio Biafra there. We are the one doing everything. So you see, so many of them are ignorant of all these things. None of them, many of them. I met with a young man, he said, a job at Yoruba. I said, how come you are Yoruba? I told him the map of where they divided Nigeria into for lower Naija region. I said, okay, this map for lower Naija region, lower region bracket Biafra because if you don't, it's Biafra, but they change it to lower Naija region. Where a job goes with a job, are they on Yoruba map? The answer is no. They are on lower Naija region. We and here in Igbo. So how come you say it's just Igbo? You say we are the one. Hello, Director.
Please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
He said we are the one doing all the things. So I told him, well, we are.
So ask him if Harcourt is in Ikore name or a John name or a Che name. Ask him where they got Harcourt from.
Yes, I told him you have Urumu Okoro in Port Harcourt, but it's Umu Okoro, children of Okoro. He said that you forgot all those things. After I can't forget it. As a job man, I am a Igbo man. We are like brothers and sisters. He said they are more culturally affected to Yoruba. I said, what do you know? What do you think Yoruba cannot know? Your mother will two pieces of her. Yes, your Yoruba does know. Yoruba are they majority Christian or Muslim? How is it just? You say just a 99 Christian. I say, are they listen to Yoruba? No. So how come you're Yoruba Christian? You see, but we give this people point. They try to think, but many of them are that. I just told them that it's not your fault anyway. So that I appreciate. I'm very, very happy. I never believe in my life that somebody will pick up to die for Biafra. And I'm willing with my number anytime it happens. I keep telling my friends. I appreciate. When man must die one day, but it matters what we are dying for. I rather die to secure my country, homeland, Biafra. When my father was telling me about Biafra, I never believed. I had Biafran currency pounds. I had them in my cupboard. My father gave me everything. Both his uniform because he was the secretary of Biafran in Oron before he ran down to village with our first daughter he born that time. He ran to inside bush. He told me the nasty things. How people pregnant before you say this. My father have told me a lot about Biafra. Oh my people wonder why they don't teach us all the things in school. I have a friend from Ogashuku. He called me the real Igbo. I said, why are you calling me a real Igbo? Who are you? He said, yeah, they are Igbo Delta. He said, after all, in the school, they don't treat them Igbo. It is free in Onitsha. That is their first son in Onitsha. Because they live very close to Onitsha. They say their first son goes to school in Onitsha. They teach them Igbo. But them in Delta, that's about there. They don't teach them Igbo. It's a free sign. Maybe 5 years ago, they begin to teach them Igbo. I say, if you're Fulani outside Yoruba speak now, it is not sweet. So, for those in Delta, Naija Delta, Sasa, stop deceiving yourself, calling yourself Delta Igbo. You are an Igbo, and that is final. And Delta, I wanted to ask one question. Does Ondo produce oil?
Who?
Ondo State, do they produce oil?
No, they don't. It's all the oil in Biafra land is within Ijaw territory. Obasanjo was trying to seed some oil wells to them. belonging to Bayelsa.
How come the Niger Delta? Because
because they carved out there are Ijaw speaking people in Ondo, so they carved them out and then included Ondo in the. You see, this is called gerrymandering. They want to confuse people. The only way to be able to, if you want to go and take the honey belonging to a bee, you use smoke to confuse them. You must confuse somebody. Anytime in this world, if you see a hyena, once a tiger or a lion or a cheetah has killed an animal, the only way the hyenas can go there is by distracting. Some will go to distract the big cat that killed the prey, and then the hyena will go in and steal it. Udele does the same thing. When Udele wants to take over a carcass from any animal, they will go plenty, they will harass them. It's distraction. It is in nature. What Yorubas and Awosas did very, very cleverly to our people is to confuse you. Once there is confusion anywhere, you can run in. Why do you think they do looting during rioting? Once there is confusion, they can go and break down shops and steal from the shop. But anytime everything is normal, they cannot go and steal. The only way for them to come into Biafra land to steal, to confuse everybody, is by taking a bit of Ijaw, adding it to Ondo State, by state creation. State creation is one of the worst things ever to happen to our people. By creating these states and you accepting them, what they did very, very cleverly is to go in and brainwash the people, telling you Ondo has no oil. These are Bayelsa oil fields that they ceded to Ondo people because you have a Ijaw-speaking people. They carved into Ondo the same way they put Igbo Akre or Ebanke into Edo State. Are they from Edo? The answer is no. They are Igbo people. I said the Igbo Akre or Ebanke, as you call them. Obomudia took them into Edo State because the mother is from Igbo Akre. That tells you all you need to know. So you have what in the education system in the zoo, a curriculum of confusion. They don't teach our children history. Our children should be asking them, but who killed uncle in Kanu? They will tell you it's Awosa Fulani. They don't want to teach our children about the pogrom of 1966. They don't want to teach about the pogrom of 1953 of the one of 1945. What did we do in 1945 that you killed us? Nothing. And you, envy and jealousy. The same thing that is the downfall of most Igbo-speaking people today. There is something our people do not know, and we must endeavor to teach them. Whenever you go now to discuss with anybody, I'm going to give you this link now. The port, see Port Harcourt. A port is where a ship comes into, and can never and should not be the name of a city. The only place where they have a port as a name of a city is in British colonies, like Port Elizabeth. The only place you have a place, people named after a port, is where the British people colonized, where they come to. You see, there is something quite arrogant about colonization that people don't understand. And this is the brain of a black person that I'm interested in. The part that is always submissive and subservient. I have said to you before, go and watch Django. It's a film directed by Quentin Tarantino. I watch films and I learn from them. Go and watch, is it Django Kill or whatever it's called? It's called Django what? Django Kill, that's what it's called. Sorry, Django Unchained. Django Unchained. Go and watch that film. If you've not watched it, then you will see the exemplification of the stupidity of black people. Watch Django Unchained, you will see it is explained. They think it's just a film, but hidden within the film itself are some very subtle, very quiet stories about the ignorance of black people. At the back of a black man's skull, there are two depressions in it. It is in every human species. That depression is largest in black people of Africa. Do you know what it does? It is the part of the brain that tells you to be subservient. The part of the brain that makes you a slave, essentially. In other races, they have depressions in the skull, but theirs is not as deep as it is in black people. In other words, the part of our brain that predisposes us to slavery, to be servants to people, is bigger than in any other race. That is why you can come to people and name them a port. A port is just a seaport. It shouldn't be the name of a town. There is no town in England called Port Liverpool. They have Liverpool. There is a port in Liverpool. There is a port in Southampton, but they don't have a place called Port Southampton. No. There is also a port in Portsmouth. You don't have a place called Portsmouth. The answer is no. They have a seaport in the Tyne. They don't have Port Tyne as a place. The answer is no. Then why must they name a people after an ordinary car park? Is that calling somebody? As Aba is because there is a car park in Aba. You call the place car park Aba or motor park on nature. No longer on nature. You say motor park on nature is the name. Can you answer after motor park? Now I'm just asking you a question. A seaport is where a ship comes in. It's like a car park. Ubala is a car, a place where you load passengers. A ship is where they load goods and services and oil. How can you name a place after a port? It's impossible. Now, this is the stupidity of black people. I try to explain to them all the time. People in Igbo, oh, we are from Port Harcourt. Who is Harcourt? I will tell you this morning. Do you see Port Harcourt? It was built in it was named in 1912. And they gave it the name in 1913 before the amalgamation. So are you telling me what were the people answering before 1913? Igbocha. With everything, the day that Satan came to the zoo is in 1914. The day they changed your name to Nigeria. In August of 1913, the then governor of the zoo, Frederick Lugard, not a lord there, no, a sir, named Igbocha. They said named it. What was the name before? What is that named it? Is Igbocha? He called it Port Harcourt in honor of Lewis Vernon Harcourt. Lewis Vernon Harcourt was the Secretary of State, as I keep telling you, of the colonies. He is the one responsible for posting people to the British colonies. And the zoo, not the zoo, Biafra land happened to be one of the British colonies they had. They came in order to make Lewis Vernon Harcourt very happy. Frederick Lugard named the place Port Harcourt, just the seaport where the ship comes into. He said, okay, since these are monkeys and baboons, let us give it to them as a name. Somebody born in Ikwere tomorrow with stolen, abandoned property money, having gone to school, you come out and telling you rubbish. Port Harcourt. Mad people in this UG. We are useless because we can't reason properly. I said, name one place in England that is called Port Liverpool. Name a town that is called Port Dorset. Name a place that is called Port Southampton. The answer is no. But because the reason why I went to England to read, ask my father, he will tell you. I left UNN. I said, I'm not going to school anymore. I want to go to study. They said, where? I said, I want to go to England to read. Do you know why I went to England? As young as I was, I said, I wanted to understand why white people always outsmart black people in terms of reasoning. Why can they build skyscrapers in England and you cannot build any in your village? What is it about them? I sat down in England and I studied them. They educated me for 3 years. I went to the university. They taught me for 3. I learned, I kept studying to know as much as. Then I realized that they put confusion in you. Welcome back, wonderful people of Biafra. As they call it here, power outage or power failure, as the case may be, do bear with us. We are in the zoo. These things do tend to happen. You must bear with us. As I was explaining about Igbocha, which that Satan himself, Frederick Lugard, named Port Harcourt. Where he comes from, there is no place named after a seaport or named after a car park or named after an airport. It's only in black Africa, where people are just essentially very dumb. If you come tomorrow and call black people Satan, they will answer. If you name them Lucifer, Hazar, and the only animal in the world that they take, your name is Igbocha. They named you Port Harcourt and now will you can Ketara because you're a lunatic. You have no brain. Go to their country and change their name. Change it from London to Njaba. You see what they will do to you. But they come to you and any rubbish they give you, you take. Because when they were coming, they came with the Bible. This is Radio Biafra. This is Radio Biafra. We welcome you back, please. Our lines are a bit funny because there was power outage. They took the light. That is why. But we are back again, and we must continue. Of course, we should be coming to an end right now, but I must finish this my lecture on Iguacha, Port Harcourt. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the absence of credible power supply. What I'm saying in essence is that we understand how white people reason. I know the way they reason, I know the way they think. They confuse you. And in your confusion, since if instead of you to struggle to think of a way to come out of your Malay, you begin to undo the damage that they did. Why must you come from Iguacha? You say you're from Port Harcourt. I'm from Port Harcourt. What is the meaning of the word port? It's a seaport, car park. It's like motor park. How can you name a city after a motor park? Is that possible? The answer is no. Because a port is where ship comes into to carry goods and services. Named after a white man, the Secretary of State for the colonies. A colonizing, a conqueror, and a killer came and gave you a name you accepted because you're like a dog. If you go and buy a puppy today, go to any roundabout today and buy a puppy being a baby dog. Come back home and call that dog Lugard, the dog will answer. Call that dog Queen Elizabeth, it will answer. Any name you give it, it will answer. After that is black people. Any name you give them, they answer. Answering Port Harcourt is a disgrace and a shame upon our people. The same way that being a Nigerian is a disgrace and a shame. You cannot answer a name given to you by a white man because they are not God. They never created Iguacha. Iguacha existed before the white man was born. Why must we change the name? Because you're dumb, because you're foolish, and because of abandoned property. Having stolen properties belonging to your fellow cousins, Igbo people, that you yourself is an Igbo person. To justify your stolen property, you then go and pretend you're not Igbo anymore. I'm talking about people in Port Harcourt in the property. Because you stole it, you're a thief. You stole property belonging to somebody, you are a criminal. But in on I'm from I'm not Igbo. Because you're a thief, you stole somebody's property. That is why. But because this is Radio Biafra, we preach the truth. You may not like it, but that is your business. The reason why you say you are not Igbo and you're in Iguacha, you say I'm from Port Harcourt. A name given to you by a white man because you're a slave. You're a natural born slave. That is why black Africa is poor. Very wretched. People are slaves in Africa. This is Radio Biafra. Let's take one or two calls before we close. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Morning to you. No, the lines are very bad this morning. Perhaps that is a cue for us to bring our program to an end. We are reconvening again this very evening. Don't forget that 7 p.m. If you never knew before, now you appreciate the fact that Biafra is indeed our religion. If you come here, you learn. Now, you can go back to those people saying they're from Port Harcourt and smash them into the ground with reason, logic, and argument. Tell them who founded it, who named it Port Harcourt. He's a white man. Is that white man a Port Harcourt Ikuleche man? The answer is no. He is Frederick Lugard, a Scottish man, Onyocha, Beture, Kobo. He named Iguacha after another white man, another Beture. His name is Louis Vernon Harcourt. The only place, not the only place, one of the few places in colonized Africa where you name a town after a seaport. I don't know what the nearest car park to your village is. Imagine changing the name of your village to a car park. That is how insulting and humiliating it is. People that stole abandoned property in Port Harcourt, hiding under Port Harcourt, cover your faces in shame because you're a disgrace. That is why you say you're not Igbo. This is Radio Biafra. Biafra is our religion. Here is where we preach it on Radio Biafra because Chukwu Abiyama alone is creation. Very soon I'll stop calling Chukwu Abiyama God because God is a white man's language. I don't even think that it represents Yahweh in heaven. Never. Very soon I'll stop using the word God. The name is Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Mega has I happen. Not God and not Chukwu Abiyama in heaven. Because we are taught with God from very little. Oh God, God, God. Open your chakaobo. Why? That is how they dominate your brain. Why do you think Alakoba, they only say Allah? No matter what you say, they say Allah. And are they not asserting themselves today? We go back to the name we call creation. It's Chukwu Okike Abiyama. That's the name. Let white people abandon the calling him God and come and join us and call creation what we call it, which is Chukwu Okike Abiyama. You copy too much rubbish. Black people, that is why you are rubbish yourselves. But this same Chukwu Abiyama we pray to all the time will guide, bless, nurture, sustain, keep each and every one of you. But more importantly, will bless Biafra. Thank you for listening. Rejoin us again 7 p.m. this evening. From me from here. Good morning.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our triumph